Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? I'm Lonee Appleton. I'm a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, and sharing the live with your community. That is my video intro. So I was like, hold on, where are we going with that? I'm Lonee Appleton, and this is My Life is My Life is a Classroom. And pretty much in these lives, I just discuss life. And it's a wild ride all the way there. We're doing healing through truth telling. I have been told I am a truth teller. I have been told I'm a knower. So there's some truth telling and some knowing going on over here. So if that is something you vibe with, please stay, enjoy the live, and join the community, join the conversation. Welcome to the live. Bianca, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? I am getting ready to drop that down a bit because that's too high. Hey, Kendra, how are you? Hello, Simply Beauty Boutique. What do you got going on over at the Simply Beauty Boutique? Let us know. How are you doing today, Bianca? What is today, Monday? How was your weekend? How is your week going? My week is going well. My weekend was good, progressive. Hey, how are you? Are you guys a part of the community or are you just passing through? I am Lonee Appleton. If you're not familiar with me, yes, thank you. I am a healthy family advocate, which means I advocate for the health and wellness of first yourself, and then, please stay. Great, enjoying my day off, doing nothing. Sis, love me a do nothing kind of day. Love them. Yes, I am Lonee Appleton. I am excited to meet new people. I advocate for the well-being and the welfare of our families, because I identify the problems in the world, the problems in our community, the problems in our home, all stem from us replicating trauma-causing behaviors within our home. Our relationships suffer, our relationships with our children suffer, our friendships. I'm dropping a series right now that's talking about friendships and different, missteps or some just revelations I had in relation to that. So that's my content type. I'm all about healing through talking about my life. So this is My Life is a Classroom. Before I started my live today, a friend of mine messaged me and was saying that she posted a controversial video and her associate that she mentioned in the video called her and demanded she takes it down and says, "Leave me out of story times." And I remember a while back, I was thinking when I was posting a video about my family, I was like, man, if my family ever comes across my content, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be big mad. And thank you guys for the love, the hearts and the shares. Let the community know, or let TikTok know that I'm out here and that this live is worth viewing. And it's always worth viewing, y'all. Anyway, so she sent me that text message and I texted her back and I was like, man, if my dad ever gets wind, hey, Big Rob, how you doing, buddy? I was like, if my dad ever gets wind, I love you back. I thank you. Always thank you for being a part of the community. I was like, if my dad gets wind of my content, he's going to stop talking to me again. This would be the second time he would stop talking to me for telling my truth. And what I told my friend, I was like, look, if you are ashamed of someone repeating something you did that caused trauma to them and they're telling the story to heal themselves, don't do things that you're going to be ashamed of. I am very cognizant of the way that I raised my children in the past, the way that I spoke to my children in the past, my interactions with my stepchildren. If they choose to speak one day, it may be some stuff that I'm like, covering my face about. And so I'm okay with that. I have came to the revelation, in order for me to be free to tell my truth, my children have to be free to tell their truth. And I don't want to be gagged because, if I tell this, then this is going to, paint someone in a negative light. Don't do something that's going to paint yourself in a negative light. This is all about controlling yourself so no one has a narrative about you. You know what I'm saying? I can tell these stories about my family because they did that like what 50 Cent say? Or what was his name? Kane? What did Kane say? If they said he did that, he did that You know what I'm saying? So don't do anything that you can sit up later and be like, damn, don't repeat that, Bye, Big Rob. I always appreciate you stopping in. And so Yeah, I wanted to start off. I always start off with just something, topical so that the system can start notifying people and letting people know that I'm here before we get into it. Man, Pinky Doll. I was watching this Pinky Doll video. I wasn't watching a video, but she made it to the shade room. Big ups to Pinky Doll making it to the shade room. Now, look, I don't know what she's doing. I personally can't do it, but I definitely tried to kick in. I was like, well, how can I become he hasn't healed. Nope, he hasn't healed himself at all. Simply Beauty. Can I just call you Simply Beauty? And let us know what you do at the boutique so we can support you. That's what we do over here. Since we're talking about support, this is a Healing on the Inside, a guided shadow work journal. This is a creator here on TikTok, Black woman who has just released her first guided journal, and this is really impactful for me and for her and for all of us, because this is someone who looks like us, who is a Black woman who sat down and said, I'm going to do something. And many times, hey Coco, many times throughout the process she wanted to quit, and she said she pushed herself through, and she pressed publish on her birthday. So this was her birthday gift to herself, the completion of a task. She said because she spent so much time in her life quitting on herself. And I said that must be the season that everybody is in, because I have declared I am done quitting on myself. My husband has declared he's done quitting on himself. I personally believe that he stole that from me, but we gonna leave that for another day. But she said she's so proud of herself. And I said, sis, I'm so proud of you too, because you sat down and you said you were going to do something and you did it. And those of you who are writers, you understand to finish and get to the last page is a task in itself. So definitely support our friend here. It is Healing on the Inside, and there's the author, Ree Scott, and it is available on Amazon. Yes, I advocate, and that's why I said Simply Beauty. Let us know what you do here so that we can support you, because every live I have been in. So here's how this happened. I had an idea. I was like, all influencers are doing is, doing brand partnerships. Why can't we, on a smaller scale, i.e., hey, Simply Beauty, I'm going to drop in your DMs and I'm going to say, hey, can I send you one of my books? Or can I send you a piece of my merch? And you review it, you send me a piece of your stuff, or we could buy it. It depends on how it works. I ain't got no money right now, so I could ship you a free book, but we can exchange, and now we're doing reviews and we're introducing each other to our audiences. This is a grassroots way that we as small businesses, see, boom, there it goes, uniquely SARC, S-A-R-C. I'm just going to call you Uniquely. That's what I'm saying, uniquely. Let's promote each other. Let's connect. Please get into my DMs and we can exchange and let our audiences know about each other. Then we connect with another small business. And if we all know each other, boom, after I'm done working with Uniquely, I'm like, yo, check out Simply Beauty. And Simply Beauty, check out Uniquely. And now we are creating a network. Hey, boo, hey. Oh, hey, Ree, you just missed it. I was talking about your book. I was going to wait till I saw your name, but I already talked about it because Simply Beauty was here. And I was like, boom, let's support each other. But what I want to start building, and how this came about, was I had the idea on a small scale. I was like, I can't pay a big influencer to, push my merch, but I can talk to another Black woman in the community and say, hey, do you mind, supporting me? Hey, I come through. See, this is my AI with my little flower looking ass, with my little heart looking ass, and I said, let's do it. And then I tried to hook up with the TikTok shop. And the TikTok shop said, nah, man. And last live that I was on Saturday, one of our sisters in the community was like, maybe what you got going on is way bigger than TikTok shop. but why can't we replicate the whole idea within our community? How you doing? How you doing? Brand new? Everything is brand new. Yes, I'm gonna say that shit every time I see your name. Just get used to it until it's not brand new to me anymore. So how about we do that? And those of you who are interested and you guys heard me say this, message me and let's exchange and let's start building our networks. Because what I came to after TikTok Shop denied me because I got too many guideline violations. It's another conversation. I bitched about that on a live already, so we ain't going backwards, we going forward. But no, what does my t-shirt say? My t-shirt says, I'm moving up because I'm done moving forward. Because when you're moving forward, Michael, okay, so boom. That video is really old. So thank you for asking, but he's fine. What happened with him is I was sitting in the backyard and I was filming, I was doing something on my phone. I'm always doing something on my phone. And he came and he started talking to me and my back was to him. And he was like, I was like, Michael, what are you saying? And he was like, and I was like, huh? I was like, whatever's in your mouth, finish what you're chewing on and then talk to me. And he's like, and I turn around and I look at him and he's drooling down his face and his bottom jaw is going like this. And he's like, I can't. And I was just like, my God. And I record everything, but something in my head was like, don't record this, which was dumb because I tried to explain this to the doctor. Yeah, don't record it to post it on social media, dummy, but record it so you could show the doctor what the hell is going on. And so he couldn't control his speech, his bottom jaw, he was drooling, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, 911. So I called the paramedics come. By then, the episode is over. I take him to Children's Phoenix Hospital, and that whole experience was blessed. We got to the hospital, and, just when I called the paramedics, I was like, God, just bring people into the space that can help my child. And I'm not saying the doctor did what he was supposed to do, because my dad is married to like a phenomenal nurse, and I didn't think to call her. I did not use my network. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got to Phoenix Children's Hospital, when I tell you it was standing room only and Michael got to the back in 15 minutes or less, that was nothing but divinity. We got in there, and I mean, there's kids who are sitting there literally with ice packs on their head with visible things. And I don't know if it's because he had a neurological thing going on that they got him all the way to the back. But, he just got in. They're like, okay, go stand in that line. Go stand in that line. Michael, I was like, well, damn. We got to the back. And then when we got to the intake nurse, she was a woman that I went to school with her children, and we grew up, and we went to church together. So this woman knew me, and I knew her face, and I feel so bad because people know me, but I don't know them. And I was like, your face looks so familiar. She was like, you know me, Lonnie. And I was like, I don't, but I can't admit that I don't know you because you know my fucking name. So I'm like, hey, sis, how you doing? How's everybody? How the kids? I'm trying to act like I know this woman, but I don't know these people. And so, but she looked out for Michael. She was like, there's like 100 people in the waiting room right now. And I don't know if she works some kind of finagle, but while we're sitting in intake, the nurse comes in and she's like, okay, we have a room for him. And I'm like, sis just told me there's 100+ people in the waiting room that were here before us. And you said my son has a room. I was like, okay. And she's like, hold on, they switched his room. So she disappears and she comes back. She's like, okay, now we got a room for him. He goes to the room, and, I'm trying to explain what happened. I wish I would have took a video. And I might even be comfortable posting the video now. You know what I'm saying? Because the moment is over. But, they just monitored him. And I was like, okay, I don't know what you're doing. You have the license in the medical profession stuff. I don't. And so the doctor monitored, and he was nice. I don't think he did anything wrong because I don't know what he should have done. But then when I get home and I'm talking to my dad, and I just happened to mention what happened because my dad had, I don't know what it's called. It wasn't a stroke, but a blood vessel popped in his brain when I was a kid. And, so I'm talking to my dad because my dad has a brain history. And isn't it crazy how our parents experience something and we automatically think we're going to experience it too? That's something to pay attention to, because some of the things that you are potentially replicating in your life today, you are doing it simply because you saw your parents do it and you thought it was going to happen to you. How many young black men used to say, they might still say it because I'm not hood adjacent anymore, but how many young black men probably say I'm not going to live past 21? How many lies have we received as our truth just because we've seen it around ourselves? And so we actually set our lives up so that we experience it. That's crazy. But anyway, I used to think, you know what? That's going to happen to me too. Something's going to happen in my brain too. I didn't, and that wasn't from the genetic perspective. It was that my dad experienced this, so I'm going to experience too. Make sure you pick up your sister support tumbler at LoneeTaylorArt.com. Tip the jar if you feel blessed by the message. Send the hearts. Thank you so much. We're already up to 2K likes, and I've only been here 19 minutes. This is groundbreaking, y'all. And I prayed right before I got on here. I was like, okay, God, I was going to do my altar, but, I got to start burning candles and burning incense and get on the ground and put the altar. I was just like, that's a lot. Can I just pray real quick and say, dear Lord, please bless this live. And I am feeling so blessed by you all. Thank you so much. And so I was thinking this was going to happen to me. And then I realized I was a child. I didn't know, medical emergencies. Some are hereditary, but some are, just stuff that happens to people. But I was fearful for a very long time. But anyway, I called my dad. I'm on the phone with my dad, and he was like, you need to go get him an MRI. You need to go get him a CAT scan. You need to go, like, he know all the brain stuff. So he's like, get all that stuff. And then he was like, let me put my wife on the phone, and I'm just going to not disclose her name. Let me put my wife on the phone. And she's like, why didn't you call me? I was like, it slipped my mind that you're a nurse. We forget our network. I have amazing people. I remember when my hands were swollen to the fact that this finger was like this big, and there's a woman in our network who just commented. She was like, that looks like gout. Go to the doctor, and these are the prescriptions you want to, and this is and they need to check you for I was like, screenshot. I went to my doctor, and I was like, okay, she told me for you to check for so I love this community. So if you are not a part of it, please join it. And when I say join it, I'm not looking for a follow. I'm looking for you to join the community, especially if you are looking to grow your network, especially if you are looking for sisterhood and brotherhood. But I'm a sister, so I'm all about the sister support. Join the community if you're looking for friendship. We have real down humans. If you see me shout somebody out, well, I say names, but there's people where where I'm just gonna be like, hey girl, as soon as I see you, because they're a part of the community, and they're here. If they're commenting, if they're saying support and engage, they're a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? So get to know each other. And again, if you are a small business, hit my messages and let's start promoting ourselves, because we have glamorized. This is what I've been on. That's the end of the Michael story. So Michael has been fine, but I'm monitoring. He got his MRI. It came back clean. And, I'm just praying over my son and I'm watching him. I've always watched my kids, but I'm watching my children. You know what I'm saying? To see if there's anything that develops over time that is not what was there before. But in watching my kids, let's get on this and the work that we've been doing. I am so proud of Caden. He wanted a bowl of cereal. Yes, I'm so happy I'm happy as well, babe. And thank you guys for asking. You guys know the work that we're doing here. I've been working on Caden because I realized there's the deficits that I left my children. I'm going to get to the comments in a second. There's deficits that I left in my children. Today, first the Caden story. Caden wanted some cereal, and these are the hypocrisies in our life. No, Caden, you can't have cereal for dinner, but I'm eating cereal for dinner. And I realized how hypocritical I was, so I was like, we can share a bowl of cereal. So me and Caden are sharing this bowl of cereal. And because it's okay to correct ourselves. Once we realize that we're being a hypocrite, it's okay to check yourself and correct yourself. Ooh, that might be a good t-shirt. So I checked myself and I was like, we can share this bowl. So we're sitting here eating, and Caden was finishing. We used to call Caden mouth meat when he was a kid because he's like a little gerbil where he stores food in his cheeks. And so you think Caden is done eating, but he has meat or something in his cheeks. So we used to call him mouth meat when he was a kid. So he's sitting here eating, and I'm like, well, finish chewing what you got. He's like, shows me inside of his mouth, and he's done. But I'm just like, you got that little gerbil look going. I don't know what's going on. But he was patiently waiting for his next spoonful. Caden in the past would grab my spoon. Caden in the past would sit and open his mouth up like, feed me or something. Like, he was sitting there and he was waiting, and I was so impressed. Yes, Caden? You need the syrup? I don't have, I gotta get the syrup, y'all. I'll talk loud. So he was sitting there patiently, and he was just waiting, and I was so impressed by him because I've been doing this work, you know? The syrup's not in here, baby. I don't have the syrup. It's out there. It's out there, okay?
It's not out there.
Okay. I don't know. I told Angel, I don't know.
Can you choose it for me?
Yeah, come here. But I gotta get back over here.
What then?
Yeah, my kids make their appearances on my lives. I'm sorry. But anyway, I was so proud of him that I just ended up giving him my bowl of cereal. See, you done messed up my light, and now people gonna see what I really look like. God dang it, hold on. You know, I was so impressed by him that I ended up giving him, it's not on, Bubba. Stop. It's not plugged in. You gotta look for the light. See, if there's no light, then it means it's not plugged in. You know, I was so impressed by him that I ended up just giving him the rest of my bowl of cereal because I was just like, you know, stop.
Okay.
We have to update our lenses. When we're doing work, if we're not doing work, turn around, Bubba. You know you got to face me. When we're doing work, we got to make sure that we're paying attention to the changes that people are making. There, I gave you a kiss. Now go and shut my door. We got to pay attention to the changes that people are making, you know. Okay. And I noticed he's been changing and he's doing the work, so I was so excited for him. And I celebrate his growth. Yo, did I leave that light on?
Yeah.
Will you turn it off for me, please? Thank you, dear. But this morning, Angel, you know, I said something to Dre about what he said, but I'm going to keep it G. I feel the same way, but I know it's not practical. And those of you who don't know me, I'm going to say some things that's going to shock your system because I'm a truth teller. But in telling this truth, we're going to get some healing. Because I keep looking at Angel and I'm just like, what in the world? And it's not the age, y'all. It's not the age. Angel has always been defiant. She's the sweetest kid, but she's defiant. And she's not going to take direction. So y'all gonna give me that wisdom in the comment section and let me know what to do. If you got a defiant kid and you done figured out how to work them. Look, Caden is a defiant, but I figured out how to manipulate him, but Caden is 4. Angel is 11. Angel is beyond the simple manipulation tactics that I can use with Caden. To get Caden to act right, I got to give a little to get a little from Caden. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I've been trying. I'm going to tell the story. Y'all help me out. So this morning, Angel is just fussing at Michael. Come on, we got to get to school. And I'm like, Angel, stop talking to him. Stop talking to him like that. Stop talking to, you know, oh, please. Hey, Carby. You know, how you healing, babe? Angel is, anyway, Dre and Angel got their work to do. And I'm going to leave it at that. And so Angel's going to bump up against Dre. Dre's going to bump up against Angel. Neither one of them give each other a chance. Dre's more open and he speaks to her. He doesn't treat her differently anymore. We all used to treat Angel differently because Angel is different. And we didn't have the emotional maturity to understand that just because a child acts a certain way, we still, like, I used to, like, I was the most treat all my children, because I birthed them all, treat all my children the same, but I still can acknowledge that I treated Angel differently. You know, I was more emotionally unavailable to her because that was the only way that I knew to respond to her bad behavior. I can't do anything to you. I can't treat you any different than my other children. I can't give you 3 hots and a cot. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get right. I have to afford you the same thing that my other children are afforded. But how can I show my displeasure? So I have been emotionally unavailable to her. But once I had my awakening in February and realized that I'm causing trauma to my own child simply by not giving her the love and affection and emotional support and physical support, you know, all these different things, I'm causing trauma. And I don't want to do that. So, correct, redirect. Anyway, Dre's in there. He's like, man, she got a whole kitchen in her room. And I was like, well, you need to teach her not to do that. She's 11. I was like, look, your boys have a whole kitchen in their room, and now I have to stand. I ain't alone, Simply Beauty. I ain't alone. I know. Thank you. That's why this community is beautiful, because we stand united. We can say the stuff that everybody on the other side of the internet will judge us for. We say that over here. And then when people try to come in and pass judgment, we're like, no, we don't do that over here. We're healing. And we can be transparent, because transparency is how we heal. We can't heal by saying, no, I'm the perfect mother. No, I fucked my kids up. But I woke up. And now I'm healing them. But anyway, and you know, Dre, he's just like, I'm like, the boys have a kitchen in their room too. But I have started, because I learned that I have to walk the house every couple of hours. Every couple of hours, I got to come out of my little shell and go walk the house and say, okay, correct this, correct this, correct this, correct this. Go back into my shell. Correct this, correct this, correct this, correct this. Sometimes, like the other day, I filmed a video where Caden's cleaning his room, and his room is nothing compared. Like, they would trash their fucking room. There's like a whole meal on the floor because they just throw everything on the ground. Like, my kids are slobs, and I'm working on it. Judge yourself. My kids are slobs. I'm not okay with them being slobs. I'm okay with admitting that so that I can now do the work. And so, you know, I stood at Caden's door. I didn't have to say nothing now. I didn't have to do nothing now. And how that happened was, first, I would clean his room for him. Then he would help me clean his room. And now it's, okay, get the dishes. And all I got to do is stand there, get the dishes. And, you know, he'll get the dishes. And after he got the dishes, I'm just standing there. All right, pick up the trash. He'll pick up the trash. And, you know, so he'll do those. And now I'm like, all right, let's get this room clean. And I'll just stand by the doorway and he'll clean the room. And it is my hope eventually that I could just say, go clean your room. Yes. And that's a shirt, Judge Yourself. Let me write that down, because we will get that shirt made today. Judge yourself. Judge yourself. Instead of don't judge me, judge your mama. That's usually what I say. But I figured that was rude. And so, anyway, the point that I was making with the Angel story is Dre will identify something that Angel does, but he won't identify that our sons do the same thing. And he won't identify that all 3 of them do it because we allowed the space for it to happen. He will not acknowledge that all three do what they do because we never corrected them. He always gets caught up in the fact that she's 11. I was like, yeah, that means she went 11 years unsupported. 11 years she was never corrected. Yelling at her to clean her room is not helping her create a muscle to take care of her space, to do these different things. I was like, right now I'm working with the boys. You should probably work with Angel. I am working with Angel. My throat chakra is like, shut up. He's like, I am working with Angel. I go in there and I clean her room. He goes and cleans her room once a week. I was like, no, cleaning her room is not teaching her whatever it is you need her to know. And you sitting here and saying she's 11 years old, she should know better. Who taught her? And it's not resonating to him because of her age, potentially. He's like, yeah, because they're 6 and 4. Yeah, that means Angel made it all the way to 11. Thank God we caught them at 6 and 4. We caught them at 6 and 4. We're catching Angel at 11, and I caught Bailey at 17. Now, Bailey is a lot more self-aware than my other children. You know, and I say this all the time, our offsprings are literally us replicating ourselves. So Bailey is me, Angel is me, Michael is me, Caden is me. No, I'm not trying to recreate myself and you're going to be like little minions. No, their characteristics, I see myself. I'm like, boom, I see myself. I look at Angel, boom. Angel's my weird defiant stage. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how to break through to her because she's my weird defiant stage and I wasn't trying to hear nobody. So how the hell do I break through to her? Well, how the hell did I break through to me? There we go. Teach yourself, Lonnie. How did someone break through to me? I had to break through to myself, but I did get enough negative, but it didn't happen until I was 15. So I'm going to have to deal with this till the teenage years, but it didn't happen for me till I was 15 because I was unsupported. She has support. So I just have to continue to support her. What y'all think? I need to continue to support her? I know I have to continue to support her, but is that what's going to break through to her? Is that I have to continue because this is what I was thinking. I was just like, I quit. I'm so tired. And Dre was just like, man, she ain't ever gonna get right. I was like, that's a definite bad thing to think about a child that you have tasked yourself with being responsible for raising. And I said that to him just because it is sad, but I thought it. I was thinking it too, because she and I are writing this story together, and I done changed the rules of the story again. I was like, look, I'm gonna write my part, and I'll turn it into you, and you could edit it and change it however you want to, because we don't like each other's writing styles, and she will not take direction. You know, and she want to have a problem with my writing so bad. She's like, can we change the names? I was like, you found the names. That's what you got a problem with. You just want to change something so badly, and you know I'm not going to change what I wrote. So can we change the names? Sure, we could change the names. What you want the names to be, sis? But I realized we have two completely different writing styles, and how do we honor each other's writing styles but still continue? How can I continue this? Because I cannot continue this way. And I was like, okay, I will write my part, turn it into you, and you can edit it and change it, whatever you need to do. You will write your part, turn it into me, and I will edit it and change it and write my part. So that's the new agreement with our writing. But I was just like, I quit. You're not doing the work. And it's only been 2 weeks and I'm ready to quit on my kid, right? I'm ready to quit. How quickly do we give up on our legacy just because they're difficult? And, you know, I'm just like, fussing at her this morning because she's yelling at Michael, and I keep trying to, but it took a while to break through to Bailey. Bailey finally realized that the way that she speaks to the kids is non-conducive with the goal that she's trying to achieve, which is get them to listen. If you want them to listen, don't boss them around. You need to, no, say, hey, boys, can you get your toys? That's the way I talk to them. Now, of course, I pipe up because I'm mom, but you can't pipe up to your peers. Your authority is in figuring out how to work with them. And Bailey figured out how to work with them. But I would be like, no, you have to manipulate Caden. You have to let Caden get his way a little bit, so then he'll give you his way. Michael, you have to appeal to his logical side. So you have to explain to him why he's doing something. And you have to explain it to him maybe in 3 or 4 different ways, because you don't know which explanation is going to resonate for him. So when you hear me talking to my children, you'll hear me say the same thing multiple different ways. I say it multiple different ways because I don't know which way they're going to understand. And I also understand that they don't understand me. Like when Michael was putting his shoe on today, Dre was like, pull the tongue out. I was like, Michael, do you know what a tongue is? Because we assume they know. And we get mad at them because they're not doing what we're saying, but they don't know what the hell we're talking about, but they won't admit it. I recently posted a video where I'm talking to Dre, and I was like, not Dre, I'm talking to Michael when he got the A+ on his paper. And I said something, I can't remember the word that I said to him. And I was like, do you know what that word means? And he's like, no. But first, he agreed to the word. He's like, yes. I was like, do you know what that word means? He said, no. I was like, well, if you don't know what a word means, babe, let me know you don't know what the word means and I can tell you. How many of us go through life where we don't know what the hell is going on, but we let it happen? Carby is posting videos. Thank you, Confident. I love you. Yes. I was like, confidence, and he didn't know what the word was. He didn't know what it meant. And I was like, well, tell me you don't know what the word means. Carby is posting content right now where she's talking about advocating for yourself. She's in the medical, she's dealing with the medical field, and, you know, they talk over our heads in the medical field, and they, you know, they treat us like crap in the medical field, and Carby is advocating for that. So make sure you check out her content. Speak up for ourselves when we don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm teaching my kids, hey, if you don't know what somebody's saying, say you don't know. So there's that. Pinky doll. I was watching, she made it to the Shade Room, and she is doing the Sims character. I'm going to post the actual video. Before I get on this, let me read the comments. Sorry. I know you guys, I'm thinking, because I'm like totally all behind the comments, but I want to talk to you. Nope, I'm going to always do this because I want to talk with you guys. This is important. This is our connectivity. I may not be able to go to and watch your videos and do those things, but I am able to communicate with you guys through the comments, and I will do it. All right. See, he hasn't healed himself yet. No, my dad has not healed. I was talking to my dad about my daughter healing herself, and he was like, healing? She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't have self-love. You just love yourself. What the hell she need to heal from? I was like, this is the end of the conversation, Dad, because we're talking we live in two different worlds right now. I am woman, Black owned boutique. I have cuticle does that say cuticle? Yeah, cuticle aligned hair and more. All right. So let's all check out Simply Beauty Boutique. Support her business, and boom, that's it. We support each other here on out. We can go to Amazon. We can go to Walmart. We can go to Target. Let's go to each other. And that's how we structure Black Wall Street. That's how Black Wall Street happens in 2023. You know, I understand everybody got to get money, but it's these networks that, you know, okay, all the Black businesses join these networks, and now you have to pay to be a part of the network in order to get access to the small Black businesses. It's like y'all trying to eat, and I get it. But if I don't even got the money to go buy the stuff I'm trying to buy, my budget's already stretched thin, and I'm trying to be a good little community member and support. But now I got to pay to be a part of the network to even get to the people to support. So let's do this grassroots, y'all. Go check out Simply Beauty Boutique. And go check out LoneeTaylorArt.com and support the Black women doing their thing. That's amazing. I just wrote a book, Uniquely SARC. Message me. Let me know about your book. I'll get a copy of your book, and I'll tell the community. We're slowly growing, but we're growing, sis. So let's do it. Phenomenal idea. I am so glad I found your live. I'm so happy you found us. Hey, Riri. That is my girl. Yeah, she's so proud of herself, and I'm proud of her too. Yes. How's Michael? Yes, moving up, not forward. Yes, that is a t-shirt that is in LoneeTaylorArt.com. Sorry, y'all just needed an update. Oh, no. Ask away. I posted it, so yes, he's doing fine. It's okay. We all care about nephew. Yes, we are family. We are family. Man, I was watching Mask Girl on Netflix, where this girl is a influencer. I promise, God just be sending all the signs, because when I first started this whole influencer journey, no air quotes, I am an influencer. When I first started this influencer journey, you know, there was this movie that came on my Netflix suggestion that was a K-drama. I love me a good K-drama, y'all. And it was about these influencers, and it was showing me what the influencer life looks like. And I was just like, okay, I see the possibilities. And that's when I first started putting my merch out there. You know, here's some of my merch. Use your mouth for good, speak life. All of my merch has messages that mean something. know your worth, add tax. What that means is know your worth before you go into any relationship. And these are the videos I'm dropping right now on friendships. Before you go into any relationships, you have set your standards. No one can gain access to you if they do not align with your standards. And your standards are at the character level. Your standards are at the emotional level, maturity level. Those are where your standards are. Your standards aren't, they need to drive this kind of car. They need to make this much money. They need to have this credit score. Those aren't standards. Those are something else. But you know what? When I got with my husband, and this is public knowledge, he didn't have no teeth in his damn mouth. Yes, his oral game was fucked up. He didn't have no car. He didn't have no credit. Nigga was living on Section 8 when I got with my husband. And if we weren't friends first, he would have never gotten that close to me. But we were friends first. And he had character. He was an amazing father. He's an amazing human. Those of you who know Dre. He's a dope ass human. And I would have judged him for all those things. So when I say standards, your standards aren't these topical things that you could go out into the world and get. Standards aren't these things that you can get with the man who is broken because nobody ever fed life in him, or a woman, depends on how you move. Translate how you need to. I'm not trying to be exclusive. I'm just speaking from my perspective. Standards know that you could go get a man who has the foundation that you could build on. You could go get that nigga some teeth. You could let him drive your car. You could fix his credit. And now he could go buy his first car. And you helped him do that. You can build a man, but now you got to make sure when you set your standards by knowing your worth, you pick the right man to build up. I ain't building up anybody, but I built this nigga. Why did I build him? Because he's mine. And when you know your worth, you know who to feed into. And add tax. That's where the standards, expectations. These are the expectations. This means as things come up in the relationship and you are like, yo, I don't like when you say those things to me. And the other person's like, oh, you tripping. No, this is my handle with care instructions. These are my standard with care instructions, which means if you choose to deal with me, then this is how I'm going to be spoken to. And you chose somebody with your standards who has a teachable spirit. That should be one of the first things. Y'all, hold up. Let me get this off my screen real quick. I'm going to tell you, key one to manipulation, find you a spouse with a teachable spirit. You can mold that person into whatever the fuck you want. But we're not out here. Oh, I now show you the art. And I'm an artist, so my art, Anyway, I'm going to tell y'all real quick. People just want to be seen. People just want to be heard. But the thing with that is, it's reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? You see me. You hear me. I see you. I hear you. So the problem is, I want to be seen. I want to be heard. So I ain't paying attention to these comments. I ain't acknowledging y'all. I'm not promoting y'all's businesses. I'm promoting my businesses. Support me, support me, support me. Me. No. That means you guys are seeing me and you are hearing me. So this is a one-sided relationship. And I don't like that. So I must see you and I must hear you. And something Barbara, a woman in our community, has said to me, I need to be mindful of using the word friend. And me and another individual in our community have been having conversations about friendship. And I was like, okay, I really got to get, centered on what friendship is. And then this goddamn mask girl is suggested for me. That one was crazy. I ain't never seen a K-drama like that. I did see the one where the guy was in the BDSM. I don't know if I could say that on live, but that was a weird one too. I had to stop watching that one because that one's too weird. But this one was like, oh my God, is that really happening? Oh, I ain't never seen this in a K-drama, but it was good. But I watched it because it's about a live cam girl, this girl who goes live, and of course she does whatever she does on live, but then it shows the people who are behind the camera. And so it kind of woke me up to, okay, everybody's not who they present to be, which I understand that, and the friend that I was talking to was saying, some people are nice to you. Some people are supporting you just so they can hate on you. So every supporter isn't a true supporter. And after they say that to me, I click on this and I'm just like, okay, I need to wake up to the realities because I come from Facebook. Where I built my network over there. So a lot of the principles and the stuff that I did over in Facebook, I brought it over here and I've been able to create this network. I didn't create a network on Facebook. This is divinity. This is supposed to be happening. Because I've never done this in my life. And that's back to Pinky Doll. But anyway, I was able to meet individuals, and a lot of the people who are in my Facebook community, I've met in real life. They're real people. And they're just as dope in real life as they are online. A lot of my sisters are from people I met online through Facebook. But that was more intimate. You know what I'm saying? That was more, I don't know. It's different. Those of you who know, I came over here with the same mentality. I'm trusting sister girl is who sister girl says she is. I'm trusting bro is who bro says he is. I'm trusting because I experienced that over in Facebook. Why can't I trust over here? That has been my experience online. Now, I don't care what you do in your private time. I focus on what we exchange. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to figure out how to separate that bond that I am creating with you guys. Like, I want to have the bond with you guys, but I have to be very realistic about that bond, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if any of you guys are real people. I don't. But you guys make me feel real, and I hope I make you feel real. Anyway, back to comments. Anyway, so yeah, I watched that thing, and that was some crazy stuff. And it really opened my eyes up to what's going on into this world. And I really need to put some controls in place and stop being so willy-nilly out here in these streets. Willy-nilly. But the thing is, when you put controls in place to keep people out, you keep everybody out. I'm just going to have a spirit of discernment. I'm just going to vibrate at a frequency that the bullshit don't even touch me. Like, I had this conversation the other day, when you vibrate, and there's a lady that I talked to before, we were on a live together and we were talking about protecting yourself from attack and self-defense and different things that, people can do to protect themselves out here. Women can do in different situational awareness things. And I kept asking her, do you have anything to add to this conversation? And she was like, I really don't, because I don't live in that world. And I didn't understand it at the time. But now I kind of do, because what I'm receiving is once you have elevated your vibration starts repelling people. You are vibrating at such a high frequency that people don't want to be around you. And that's something that I've struggled with my whole life. I didn't even realize where I was vibrating. I want to say thank you for the 5,000 likes. I want to thank you for sharing. I want to thank you for encouraging others in the comments. Thank you, Ree. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. This is why I show up, because you guys show up for me. Thank you. And so all my life, people either love me or hate me, and they got to do with me. Now, the misconception that I had when I was a kid, because people just automatically didn't like me, I was like, oh, you think I'm a bear? I'm going to be a bear. And so I became a bear, and now people have a reason not to like me because I'm a bear. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm in the space of them now, I just know my vibration we can't fuck with each other because my vibration is at a different level. And so when me and this individual were having this conversation, they were like, someone posted a video where they were like, I can't even deal with the people I used to deal with anymore, because to drop my vibration in order to deal with that person, I can't. And those of you who watch my I Might Get a Divorce video, I was like, look, babe, family's going this way. You're staying here. If we gone, we gone. And it's not a bitter break. It's just the fact that we're moving and you're choosing not to. We're in a whole different world. We don't even live in the same world anymore, even though we're sleeping in the same bed. Now that was past tense. We went to Jamaica and everything is beautiful, and we're back on the page, which is great because Dre is my best friend and I would have hated to lose him. But I was willing to do so because we were vibrating at different frequencies, and you can't go backwards. Once you know better and you choose better, and now you go into in spirit versus inspired, but you're moving and you're feeding your soul and you know what the fuck is up. Once you're aware, you cannot ignore that awareness and then go back to ignorance. You must now walk into awareness. So to go back to the way that we were living before and speaking to each other, the way that we spoke to each other before and treated each other, how we treated each other before, is for me to come out of awareness and go back into ignorance. And I will not do that. And so I think once you start vibrating at a certain frequency, ignorance can't even touch you. You know what I'm saying? So yes, have your spirit of discernment. But I'm vibrating at a frequency. Divine knows that I'm building a network. In order to build this network, I have to make connections. So why would I remove myself from those connections when the connections are vital to the network? I got Bianca out here. Where's my other sis out here? I don't want to get you wrong. Simply Beauty. Simply Beauty. I got Simply Beauty. I got Bianca. I got people who have never seen me before. I must connect to you so you know what this is, so that we can continue to build this network. Because we were healing, we are growing, and we were bossing the fuck up. And in order to do that, I got to connect to you, which means I cannot close myself off to creating and meeting friends. Why? Because that's what this is. This is exactly what it is. So I get it, but I can't close myself off, because then I close myself off. But I can practice a spirit of discernment, but I have to also know at the frequency that I'm vibrating in, I'm only calling in people who are here to heal anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if they're on that fuck shit, then they need to heal. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Rack up those likes. Thank you, Ree. The agreements were subconsciously made. They were, but I released that. I'm living till I'm 90. My husband's 97. We gonna be in the bed together, and he gonna take his last breath, and I'm gonna take mine after him, because I am in competition to the death, and I must die a second after him. That's my new agreement. Love it, support and engage. Yes, I am so happy he was okay. I'm so happy too. I am so happy, and I'm watching him, and I'm just praying. We cannot get in front of divinity. And what I mean is, and this is a hard conversation to have, but this is how I believe. So we have a predetermined death date, and we have a predetermined birth date. I believe that. I don't know if the how is interchangeable, because we do have freedom of choice. I remember when my stepson passed away, maybe a month or two before he passed away, his sister called begging, hey, can Derek come move with you? The dad, my husband, the mom's like, Derek needs to move with you. I can't handle him, blah, blah, blah. The brother's like, Derek needs to move with you, blah, blah, blah. At the time, we were knee deep in our I didn't like his kids. His kids didn't like me, because whatever. Y'all know the history. If you don't know the history, just know that the history is valid. I wasn't just the mean, evil stepmom. But anyway, the point is, I was like, look, I cannot tell you your children can't come stay here because my children stay here. But what I can say is go and do it legally. So we are no longer paying this woman child support for a child that we have. Go to the court, get temporary custody of your child so that he legally lives with us. That was my only requirement. And he could have went to the courthouse on Monday and handled that. He chose not to. But to this day, he blames me because he looks at me as saying, I said his son couldn't come live with us. I did not say that. I said, do it legally. And you know, some of our men don't like to handle their business. So Derek got shot. And when he got shot, Dre blames himself. They're all like, why didn't you let Derek come stay with you? And then everybody looks at me because Lonnie said no. Lonnie did not say no. Lonnie said just go down to the courthouse and fill out some papers and get legal custody of your son. Boom, he could come here. I'll deal with his goddamn attitude. I got to deal with my kid's attitude. What's one more attitude to deal with? But if I believe, which I do believe, we have a predetermined birth date and a predetermined death date. If Dre would have had custody of his son would have died on my watch. His son died on his mom's watch, which I'm going to just tell the story. Judge yourself. That is the best person for him to have died under because the mom was such, I don't even know if she's still alive, but such a problem. Such a problem. I don't think she's human. I think she's a demon. But she was such a problem that if Derek would have died with Dre's custody, if Derek would have died because I told him he could leave and go, if I would have said, yeah, you could go hang out with your friends and then he ended up dead, do you know how much hate I would have? Because I granted that permission, but because of their beloved mother, not the hated father, not the despised stepmother, but the beloved mother. If there was someone for him to die under, that was the person he needed to die under because he was going to pass away. I believe that. Because I believe predetermined death date, predetermined birth date. And I'm just sitting here like, thank you, Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus in the manger. In the front yard, in the suburbs. Thank you for that baby not dying on my watch. Thank you for saving me from that because that woman would probably be at my door with a gun trying to kill me right now. And I'm sorry, I hope that doesn't get me banned, trying to take me out. If that baby would have died on my watch, my husband would hate me right now if I would have gave him permission to go. And he wouldn't have hated me in a rational way. He would have hated me in an irrational way. Like, everybody knows it's no one's fault. My husband blames the mom because the mom was fighting with the son and the son snuck out the house. And so my husband's like, it's her fault my son is dead. It's her fault my son is dead. And I'm just like, I don't think it's anyone's fault, but I'm going to be quiet. You know, and then the mom's blaming Dre. I told you to take him in. I told you to take him in. It's your fault. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it's Dre's fault either. And then everybody's blaming me because Lonnie said no. No, Lonnie just said go fill out the goddamn paperwork. I would have went with you to fill out the paperwork. But handle your business. So I say all that to say, I don't take one moment for granted with my children. I do. But I take more moments in, is what I'm saying. I take more moments in where I'm just like, I just look at them and I just marvel at them. Even Angel, the one that gives me trouble, I am going to appreciate every single moment that I have with you because the next moment isn't promised. Michael literally walked up to me, drooling from his mouth, not able to control his stuff. And to this day, I'm like, were you playing it? He has never said that he was joking around. So he was experiencing something. And, I just don't take anything for granted with my children. And I encourage you not to take anything for granted with yourself. Once you're dead, you can't regret anything, but don't take anything for granted with yourself and your life. Live your life purposefully, which means if you go, you left such an impact on the people in your life's world, in your life worlds, that you did your job while you were here. Don't take your spouse for granted, because that may be the last time you saw your spouse. Don't take your children for granted, because that may be the last time you saw your child. And how did you speak to them? I was fussing at Angel the last time I saw her. I hope I get to see her again so I could correct it. But why do we have to hope we see someone again to correct it? We should have stepped correct the first time. And I know that's a morbid topic, so I'll get off of it. But yeah, I'm thankful my baby's okay too. Gotta run, friend. Alrighty, Ree. Hey, yes, it's gonna end up a story time because she getting on my nerves. Make her a story time. Like I said, if you don't want to be a story time, then don't be a part of somebody's story in a negative way. I love it. Let me find my calm. I love it here. Yeah. I always say if you're going to record something in energy, just draft it. Because until you get to the space in your evolution where you're able just to let stuff ride and accept, it is what it is, which is the space that I'm in, where I'm able to let stuff roll off on my back, but the universe is going to come back around and test me and see if I truly am where I say that I am. So I'm going to encounter some adversities, and it depends on how I respond to it. This is a test for you, Cardi. Are you going to handle this how you have in the past, or are you going to level up? If you record it with the energy and just draft it, you're leveling up. If you record it with the energy and you publish it, then you're doing what you always have done in the past. Therefore, you will not grow past this trigger to respond. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of when the universe is coming. Any type of adversity that comes into our life is us leveling up. An opportunity to level up. So record it in the energy, draft it. Re-record it when the energy is off of you and make it funny. Give us Carby. Give us Carby. Give us the woman that I fell in love with when you tell a story and that shit got me over here like, my God, this woman is a hoot. You are a hoot. You know what I'm saying? So give us that person. Give us something to relate to. Give us something to laugh about. Give us something that's, gonna give us the feel-good emotions, because the feel-good emotions are gonna build your audience. That's why when I was talking about the whole kid stuff, I was like, it's necessary to have this conversation, but I understand this isn't a feel-good conversation. So I'm going to get into it and then I'm going to leave it alone. So give us the feel-good, Carby. Give us the message, but give us the one that got me duetting and stitching and be like, this woman is hilarious. But yeah, do you, sis. Always. But just know that the universe is circling around and saying, are you ready? I'm going to give you some conflict. Are you ready? We gonna see. Now that's a shirt. Judge yourself. Are those DNAs or candies? I was just about to ask, how did you break through? God damn it, I wish I knew, but I guess I answered it. See, I have too many friends not ready for this growth or perspective. And that's okay. But as you grow, your friend circle may thin out. Everybody ain't ready to go where you going, Carby. And I see you doing the work. And I'm proud of you. So complicit in the cycle. It's insane to me. Yes, support, but what was the breakthrough? I don't remember. Yes, you are doing the right thing. Support her. Okay, so Angel, yes. Because the breakthrough can be implemented sooner because she has support. She might get it at 13. Okay. I can't give up on my kid. In the past, I've given up on my kid. In the past, I sent my kid to the therapist. In my past, I got the kid, the equivalent of a big sister. In the past, I just pushed my kid off and got her the resources from the outside world. And I know that the resources are from the inside world, which means I have to grow myself in order to grow my child. And because she's fighting me, and I'm like, I'm just trying to help you. Can I please help you? And she's like, nope, 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 nope. And I'm just like, okay, I quit. You can't quit on your kid, Lonnie. Okay, I quit. You can't quit on your kid, Lonnie. You're the only one that can help her. You can't quit on your kid. I don't care how difficult they are. We cannot get quit on our kids. We can't. Especially when we know they're us. How did you fix yourself? Use those same tools. That's why God gave you the children, even if it's a non-bio child. God gave you access to the child in the capacity that you have access because you have something to give them. Just make sure what you're giving them is value add. You are not taking away from that child. You are building that child up, whatever it is. And it could be in a split second that you have an interaction with the child and you say something to feed their spirit. I saw this little girl in a hair store, and she had the most beautiful complexion, y'all. She was just so beautiful. And because she is a darker complexion little girl in American society, I imagine she doesn't hear how beautiful she is. And so I was like, you are beautiful. I got down on her level and I said, you are beautiful and you can do anything. You know what I'm saying? And before I did that, she kept holding up hair ties. And I was like, what color is that? Because I'm always going to educate, teach somebody. What color is that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm educating her, teaching her, but I was just like, let me feed into this little baby's soul. Let me be one of maybe the first people or one of many who tell her how beautiful she is. So you may only have a split second in someone's life. You may only have a split second in a Black child's life. Make sure that split second that you're in their life, you are building them up and you are letting them know how special they are. Because that's something that's greatly missing in our community. That part, trying to figure out how to show people there's better ways when they are comfortable in their mess. Boom, there's more to it. Okay. There's better ways when they're comfortable in their mess. Yes. My child is so miserable. And she says that she's unhappy all the time. And I'm like, okay, what's going to make you happy? Let's start getting to the root of your happiness. And she's more comfortable or complacent than she is willing to do what's necessary to uplift herself because she doesn't see it. So I just have to keep planting the seeds so that when it does decide to take root and start sprouting flowers, they'll grow. But if I stop planting seeds, those seeds will never have an opportunity to grow. That's same with, success and achieving your vision. If you stop planting seeds, it'll never grow. If you never try, and you will fail, because all failure is just aligning. You can try and you can try and you can try and you can try, and people are going to look at you and they're going to say, you're always trying stuff. And I'm going to look at you and say, you're never trying anything. Who has a higher probability of success? The person who is constantly trying and failing, or the person who's sitting there judging the person who's constantly trying? I'm going to mess with the person who's constantly trying, because you're eventually going to break through, especially if those tries are coming from the soul side, are coming from inspiration. If those tries are coming from, well, I see so-and-so, I see what Pinky Doll is doing, I'm going to try too. You're trying what you see someone else doing instead of getting in contact with yourself and figuring out what your gifts of the spirits are, what your true desires and things that make you go, If those are the things that make you go, you should explore them. And I was having a conversation with a friend who was just saying, we buy all the things and we're like, okay, I was going to start making figurines out of clay. And so I went and bought all the clay stuff. I bought all the tools because I watched all the YouTube videos and they said you need all these tools in order to do clay. So I went and bought all these damn tools. And I quit within a week because I couldn't figure it out, because they don't show you enough on YouTube for free in order to figure this thing out. And of course, you cannot become a master clay worker in a week. And, we give ourselves such a short time to perfect something. We must perfect it or have some sort of innate skill automatically. And if we don't have it, we quit. So I told myself my control, because I'm not going to stop trying things. I'm trying something right now. I'm not going to stop trying things, but what I am going to do is I'm going to stop spending all this money. So when I started doing wood art, I bought the one saw that I needed, and I did not buy another saw until I needed it. And I didn't buy another saw until I needed it. And I didn't buy another sander until I needed it. I didn't go out there and buy all the sanders and all the saws. And now I'm standing here with thousands of dollars of saws and sanders, and I quit in a week. So that's the one control I did put in place, is like, I'm not going to go buy all the things. I'm no longer going to go into imposter syndrome, which means you go and get all the things so that you look like you know what you're doing and you feel like you know what you're doing. No, I'm going to go buy a ball of clay and I'm going to play with it and see if there's something there. I may buy some little clay tools that cost like $10 or less so that I can manipulate the clay, and I'm going to see if it's something I want to do. I'm not going to go buy all the things. And now I got all the things in the closet of all the things that I've tried and quit. And it's not even a quitting. That's what I came to with my friend when we were having a conversation. I was like, you're not quitting. You're just realizing it's not for you. But it looks like a quit because you bought all the things. And now you're surrounded by all these things that are a representation of something that you started and stopped. And society looks at that as a quit. It's not a quit. You just are like, okay, that wasn't for me, but I'm sure happy I tried it. Do not be afraid to try. That's where you're going to discover. And even in the trying, you are learning about yourself. Ree tried to write a book, and Ree succeeded. Ree learned something completely amazing about herself by trying. What can you learn about yourself by trying? My oldest tried to pop my youngest, and I said, don't do that because they got to pop you now. She said she wouldn't listen. I'm like, do I do that to you? She's like, no, I'll make it make sense. Yes. I observed a conversation yesterday. Well, I didn't observe it. I was in here recording a video, and I thought I heard, and this is one of my notes, I thought I heard Dre and Bailey going back and forth. And it just made me think, why can't our kids treat us the way that we treat them? Why can't our kids talk to us the way that we talk to them? Well, the simple answer is because it's disrespectful. So then my response is, why are we allowed to disrespect our kids? Why are we okay with disrespecting our children? We shouldn't be. So I love how Carby said, do I do that to you? Has this been demonstrated to you? And I'm correcting you, and I hope that you take this correction and you redirect. So I love that. That comment made me think of, I observed that yesterday. I was just like, why is it okay for us to mock our kids? Why is it okay to talk any kind of way to our kids? But our kids aren't even allowed to have a voice to respond. We got to loosen up, whatever that looks like in your household, but we really have to loosen up on our kids' ability to respond to us. And I talk about that all the time because that's how they learn effective communication skills. That's how they learn conflict management. That's how they learn all those things from our 18-year classroom. But also, we got to wake up to our own hypocrisies. Why are we allowed to be rude to our children? And we know we're being rude to our children because if our children said the things that we say to them back to us, it'd be some hell to pay. So why are we allowed to speak to them that way? All they are just little humans. They should get the same respect we get. Now, respect is earned. Equal ground is earned. Thank you, Carby. I need to watch that How to Advocate for Myself. I was just thinking about that, but getting comfortable advocating for myself. Yeah, we have to be okay with being assertive. Assertiveness has been painted to us as being a bitch. No, you're not being a bitch. It's all about the energy. We can communicate and redirect and correct people. I was watching that Masked Girl, and the guy, coerced her into going into a hotel room with him. And every time I was just like, just say no, just walk away, just say no, just walk away. Who cares what he says? Who cares what they say? Who cares what peer judgment is? Who cares? Advocate for yourself. Be assertive. Say no, this isn't for me, and walk away. Do you know how much boinking I've done, because I don't want to say the S word? Do you know how much physical interactions I've had with people that I didn't want to, because I could not advocate for myself? I did not want him to say whatever it is that he would say. I didn't want him to, have the jokes like, oh, you acting like a kid and stuff like that. I am acting like a kid. You have a good day. I am acting childish. You have a good day. When in reality, they're acting childish. In reality, they're the one who is having a temper tantrum because they can't get their way. But I never saw it that way. I felt pressured into doing things with my own body that I didn't want to do, because they bullied me into an action, and I allowed myself to be bullied into an action because I didn't want to hear or deal with their attitude. Or even though they treated me the way that they treated me, I wanted them to continue treating me any kind of way because that was better than being alone. Like, we do things because we're afraid that they'll leave. But the way that they treat us, we want them to leave. I dated a guy, I decided on the years. I don't know the years, but I have decided. My first relationship was 5 years. My second relationship was 3 years. I dated a guy for 3 years that I missed him every time until he pulled into the driveway, and I wish he was gone after that. And I was like, damn, why are you in this relationship? Because it's a relationship. Some of us just be in relationships to be in a relationship, and then they ask us to marry them, and now we're married to a person that we're just in a relationship just so we're in a marriage. And then, we have kids. Why? Because that's what you're supposed to do. And you do all these things, and you have created a complete life off of settle. And then you wonder why you're not happy. And you have created a life that you got to try to walk back. And to walk that back means you now have to disassociate with someone that you knew in the very beginning that you shouldn't be with. So that's why we advocate for ourselves. That's why we know our worth. We set our standards up front. And that video triggered me talking about my newest videos. And now I'm getting messages that I'm coming to you as a friend, bull. Yet they don't realize saying take it down is complicity. All right, so we had this conversation about friendships. I think that people should be allowed to then add tax. But some standards probably should have been in place prior to. And if they were, then boom. That means something has now happened in your relationship that is bumping up against them. And now they're adding their tax. And you can choose to either comply with their tax, or you can choose to not comply with their tax. I don't know the story. I don't know. I haven't watched the video because I wasn't sure if you took it down yet or not. I don't know what's going on that end. But this is a conversation I had in a chat yesterday about friendship. I'm going to write a book about friendship. I'm gonna write some mini books like this thick on just different topics, because all the things that we were discussing about friendships, I was just like, we got to get this out there. Now, I'm not trying to get it out there where I'm gonna write a 20,000 page book, but I can really get this burst of knowledge out there in small doses. And something we discussed yesterday is to be able to have the freedom to come to a friend and say, hey, this offends me. But in that, and I've already talked to you about that, Carby, where, hey, if you don't want to be a part of my story in a way that's going to embarrass you, don't be a part of my story in a way that embarrasses you. Because I'm going to tell my story. And you're able to respond that way and say, I understand that this is bothersome to you or offensive to you, and I appreciate you coming to me as a friend. Because that's what friends should do. The alternative is for them to go behind your back and to start a whole conversation behind your back. The alternative is for them to start building resentments and start creating distance with you because you did something that offends them and they did not say anything to you. This is the conversation I had yesterday with somebody. And so I said, I believe that it is far greater to advocate for yourself, because that's all this individual potentially is doing. I don't know the circumstances, but what this person is doing is they're advocating for themselves. But what you are doing is advocating for yourself. So now we are both advocating for ourselves, and you don't have to yield if you choose not to. If you are telling your story, tell your story. If my father ever came to me and he said, you need to take those videos down where you're talking about me, I'm like, well, I'm not. I understand what you're saying, and I hope that this doesn't affect our relationship, but I'm telling my story, and you're a part of it, and I hope that you can respect that. And of course, because I'm more in a space of understanding and healing, I understand where he's coming from. And honestly, just like when TikTok comes and they says, this is a community violation, we're taking this video down. I'm like, that video did what it's supposed to. Take that goddamn video. I don't care. Take it. So if my dad did come to me and said, take those videos down, I was like, okay, send me the link. I'll delete it. I don't care. I don't care because the video did what it was supposed to do. So, but it's not that I feel any kind of way, except for it's not going to make or break me to take that video down, because it did what it was supposed to do. But that's the space that I'm in my evolution. Because I've had a lot of freaking videos that have just deleted. I recorded great videos and TikTok has just disappeared my videos. I'm like, where the hell my video go? Well, let me shut the app down and come back in and see if my video's still there. Nope, that video's gone. I guess I wasn't supposed to record it. I receive that as spirit stepping in and doing what needs to be done. Clearly, I said something in that video I wasn't supposed to say, so that's why I disappeared. Somebody did come to me and they were like, why do you keep mentioning me in videos? I was just like, I was honoring you, but if you don't receive that as honor, I will never mention you again, friend. So I think that your friend is able to advocate for themselves, but you're also able to advocate for yourself in whatever that advocacy looks like, as long as there is clear communication without energy. If there's the energy on it, be like, hey, I'm going to step back and revisit this conversation outside of the energy, where I know that I'll make a decision based on my reactionary brain versus my logical brain. I don't want to react to you out of emotion. I want to think this through. So I'm going to step away from this conversation and I'll reconvene. And to satisfy you, I will private the video for now until I come to terms with what I want to do. And then after you've gotten out of the energy and the emotion, now come back and effectively communicate. I have chosen to keep the video up because of this. And they're going to say what they say. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? Or if you come back and you're like, okay, there's another way that I can deal with this and preserve the relationship. At the end of the day, it's the value of the relationship. If you value the relationship, you want to move in respect of the relationship. If they are a friend and you hurt your friend, you want to move in respect of that. But you also want to honor your truth. So it's both of you yielding to each other. How can you have your way? How can they allow you to have your way? How can you have your way? How can you have your way in respect of them? That's mutual respect. So you have to advocate for yourself, but you also have to respect the friendship if it's a friendship that you value. Because guaranteed, if you leave that video up and you gave them all your justifications for leaving the video up, they're going to be offended and it's going to damage the relationship. If you don't give a fuck about the relationship, it's cool. Me and my dad's relationship is topical. If he came to me and he was like, I want you to do, I'd be like, nah. And if you never talk to me again, that's okay. My dad stopped talking to me for over a year when I wrote this book. Available at LoneeTaylorArt.com. Amazon, make sure the seller is Lonee Taylor. My dad stopped talking to me for over a year behind this book. If he stops talking to me again because of me again telling my truth, we don't really talk now. You know what I'm saying? So for him to come to me and say, take the video down, I'm like, what are the consequences? And that's why when they're like, kids not listening, our kids do the exact same thing, because I learned it as a child. I weighed the consequence against the behavior that he's telling me to change. Okay, if I don't change this behavior, what are the consequences? What do I get if I do it? I'm gonna leave my video up because I really don't care what the consequences are. So I've definitely been contemplating exactly what you're talking about yesterday. Stop it, Caden. Let's see, in a form of blaming the party going through the issue rather than actually caring. I need to go watch this video, Car, because something is going on over there. Send me the link. Send it to only the people, or change it to only the people who have the video can see the video, or whatever it is, because now I'm curious. Yeah, after surgery, they tried to say I wasn't in pain, which is crazy. How are you going to tell me how much pain I'm in? How can I scrape my elbow on the asphalt and be in pain, and you just cut into me and I'm not supposed to be in pain? Like, that don't even make sense. Well, do thanks. Let's talk. I wish I had some Section 8. Man, I wish I had some Section 8 too. Yes, we are such a dope chemistry. I'm so happy that we have come to a place where we can love and appreciate each other. And okay, I lost my spot. Thank you, Shiva, for sharing the live. That's namaste. I see you. I'm finally accepting how much is energy exchange. It's all energy exchange. It's all energy exchange. Either somebody is giving or somebody's taking. And the ideal energy exchange is give and take. If somebody's taking, they're depleting you. When I get on these lives and nobody's giving anything, and you ain't got to give me nothing, it's the comment sections popping and all these different things, and the energy is good, then it's feeding me. And I get off of these lives and I'm like, boom, what's next? Then there's other times I get off these lives where, the energy is not giving, and I get off the live and I'm like, oh, that was draining. I don't want to do that again. So everything is energy. That makes a lot of sense. These TikTok streets, man, repel them spirits and protect you. Yes, I am covered. I do my ancestral altar work. I understand, vibrationally. Over there, just go over there, and you notice we don't get a lot of hate over here. We don't get a lot of, people disagree with me. People disagree with me all the time. Y'all will call me on my stuff in a second, and I'm 100% okay with that, because that's how I grow. I only have my perspective based on my life experience and me living in my head, and connection, higher connection. That's all I have. And so, talking to you young ladies out there and talking to, the community, you guys have helped me evolve my perspective. I'm able to work with Angel because someone who is closer to her in age and has experience with people in her age group talked to me and was like, hey, maybe she's not being defiant. Maybe she's doing this. And I was like, you're right. And I was able to go back to Angel and have a conversation with her and apologize to her. And now our relationship has taken a step closer. And so it's like, we just got to keep unlocking chambers. We got to keep unlocking chambers, which means we have to keep at it. And it's going to be frustrating. But in that frustration, that is a point of mastery for myself. I need to stop getting frustrated at my child. That's the point of anything that bumps up against you is a space of self-mastery. So if my children are frustrating me, that means there's some work for me to do. God dang Coco, always with the lessons. Hey, greetings, Queen. How are you? Is meme love, or is that Mimi love? Meme, I'm gonna call you meme because that's how they say it. New week blessings. Amen. I'm really excited about everything that this week has to offer, everything that this day has to offer. Any day, the breakthrough is coming. I am claiming it and I am receiving it. Any day now, the breakthrough is coming. It is coming. It is coming. And I'm excited. That makes sense. People don't like you for the light you already have. Yeah, people never liked me and I didn't understand why. And I always say, it's the women in my family on my mom's side. The women in my family on my mom's side, well, hold on. Historically, we're root workers. We practice voodoo. My roots are from Louisiana, all those different things. So I believe we're witches. I know that's not the black term for, or the African term for it, but I only know the Americanized name. I know that we're deeply intuitive. We're highly sensitive, which that might be the same thing. I'm empathic. We're all empaths. We're all these different things. We're these highly, high vibrational spiritual beings, but we incarnated in this lifetime and we don't know what the hell is going on. And we incarnated into a Christian family, which all of those things are denied. All of those things are of the devil. And so, how do you explore your divinity when religion is telling you your divinity is of the devil? I drop these videos where I'm having a conversation with my kids about God and Satan, and somebody told me I was delusional. I was like, you're right. You should probably keep scrolling and just ignore me. But that's crazy how being in touch with our divinity, i.e. intuition, our intuitive selves, is considered of the devil. Having an open connectivity with our higher selves is considered evil. Something to pay attention to. Thank you, Big Victor, for following. I appreciate growing the community, getting to know us, joining the chat. I had the same awareness with my husband a few years ago. I agree. Trust that the universe got it. Yes, I agree. And that would have been a whole other battle. I'm telling you, if you're talking about with my kids, I was cool with her saying her piece, but it felt more of a demand. It was, because she didn't know how to talk to you. She didn't know how to respect you. You have to understand that you have an awareness that your friends don't have. You're going to speak to her with a compassion that she is unaware of, because we're not taught to speak to each other with compassion. We're not taught to understand each other. So when you speak to her and you say, I understand what you're saying and I respect what you're saying, but you don't comply, they're going to think that you don't understand and you don't respect me. I do, but you don't understand and you don't respect me, because I'm a person too. So how can we come to this together? How can we both have what we want? And that's key in any relationship. Either we somehow figure out a way. So here's two people coming into a relationship or a friendship, however you want to put the ship. Two people coming into the ship. Ideally, how it should function in true submission is you both yielding to each other, which means you both come to each other with your requirements and you say, okay, with these requirements, and I use words interchangeably, just listen to what I'm saying and know what word comes out my mouth may not be the same word consistently. Anyway, you come to each other with your requirements and you say, how can we give each other what we require? Either we both figure out a compromise, or you say, I understand what you're asking, but this is what I can do, or no, I'm not willing to do that. And then you can say, okay, I understand. We can move like you move. Like last night, what happened? I told Michael he could do something. Oh, he asked if he could sleep in the living room, and I said no. And then I thought about it. I was like, what's the difference between him sleeping in the living room and sleeping in his bed? Because it's the weekend? But he's sleeping, so what does it matter where he sleeps? He can sleep wherever the hell he wants to. So I went from saying no to you can sleep wherever you want to. But then Dre was like, go get in your bed. I was like, Dad said go get in your bed. So Michael comes and says, hey, can I sleep in the living room? And I say no. I'm not willing to yield. Michael comes to me and says, hey, can I sleep in the living room? And I say no. And then I'm like, how is it hurting anything for him to sleep in the room? I'm using my logical brain. My reactionary brain was like, no, we only sleep in the living room on the weekends. That's my reactionary brain. But my logical brain was like, what? Let that boy sleep wherever he wants to. As long as he sleep, I don't care. So I yielded and I gave him what he requested. And so submission isn't just spousal. Submission is also to your children. You know what I'm saying? Our children need to get their way sometimes too. So, I yielded to his request and I was like, sure. All right. Michael's out the picture. Insert Dre. Dre's like, no, you need to go get in your bed. And I'm like, okay, because I made a commitment that I'm not going to contradict my husband anymore, because I need my husband to know that his voice has value. I need my husband to know that I value him. I need my children to listen to my husband. I need my children to stop coming to me because mom is law and to go to their father. How do I cultivate that environment? By stop being the authority. So when my husband said, even though I said he could sleep wherever he wants to, my husband said, no, he needs to sleep in his bed. I was like, okay, boom. Now I'm yielding to my husband. I gave him the authority. And yes, I gave him the authority because in the past, I would have argued with him until he said, I don't even care where the boy sleeps. And first the argument would have been like, why are you saying no when I just said it yes? That's one stage of the argument. Now, another stage of the argument as my awakening happens is, why can't he sleep this isn't an argument, this is me now having a conversation. So just like with you, Carby, where it's coming across as a demand, what's the problem with him sleeping in the living room? I mean, he's sleeping in the bed, he's sleeping in the living room, don't matter, he's sleeping. That would have been an argument. Now, the next leg, I'm no longer arguing, but I am still contradicting him where I'm saying, logically, it doesn't matter where he sleeps as long as he's sleeping. Why can't he sleep in the living room? No, I'm not arguing with him. No, I'm not giving him that energy, but I am still contradicting him. And so now the space is, now that I have committed to not contradicting my husband, he's law, then now the space is, thank you, my sweetheart. Now the conversation is no conversation. There's no conversation there because it's like dad's law. Dad said, blah, blah, blah. And he's not saying anything that's going to hurt anybody. He's just saying, no, he can't sleep in the living room. That's not worth me snipping his pear off of him by contradicting him. No, I'm a choose which hill I'm going to die on. And where this little boy sleeps isn't going to be the hill that I'm dying on today. So dad got up and walked Michael to the bed. And Dre would have never done this before. Dad got up, walked Michael to the bed, put him in the bed and, covered him up. And I was just like, see, yes, you cannot have your way, but release control to gain control. No, you can't sleep in the living room, but I will go tuck you in. Dad is no longer the bad guy. So there's a way to tell your children no. There's a way to have your way. There's a way to do things that does not crush your child. And the way that happened yesterday, there's a way to have an agreement or disagreement with your spouse that's not snipping their pear off. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a beautiful moment. I told her I'm going to post what I want. Nope, it's staying up. And I can't wait to get off of this live so I could go see it. I posted about not willing to accept fake praise for husbands doing bare minimum. Ooh, I can't wait to get on that video. I'm going to stitch that one too. You already know. Yes, because I already know a good Carby story when I see it. Or when I hear about it. I ain't seen it. I just know it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And my mama Odie voice are doing half the job we do when support is needed. Yeah. I'm so curious. I really wish that we could watch stuff together on live. It's probably a way to do it, but man, I want to watch this video so we could talk about it. Yeah, they should told me don't make it into a story time. Oh, yeah, she told me don't make it then she told me not to make it into a story time. We'll figure that out, but she was the only one who said something, but I kept asking why it bothers her so much. Oh, you're sorry. You just text me. And so I was trying to read the text and be on live at the same time. Wasn't working out for me. She was the only one who said something, but I kept asking why it bothered her. But she said that because people gonna throw it in your... Oh, does it even have anything to do with her? Does it have anything to do with her? Or is she just in your business because they don't want to be in your business? I don't care if people all the time, try to throw my truth in my face, but guess what? We healing over here, so I really don't care what I don't care how my truth makes you feel. I don't care. Why? Because in telling my truth, I am healing. I am light years ahead of anyone who is not saying anything and just suffering in silence. I am light years ahead. So you can definitely tell me, because I remember we were in Jamaica, and I started in Jamaica is when, a little bit before, I started not accepting I don't know from my husband. If I ask you a question, do not respond to me with I don't know, because all you're doing is giving up on yourself, and you're not willing to think about yourself enough to know. If I ask you about you, the answer should never be I don't know. If anything, it'd be like, let me think about that, because you're thinking about yourself. How do you not know? If you don't know, that's because you're not in touch with yourself, and that's a problem. And remember, there's no problems. Problems are not stopgates. Problems are something to solve. Mathematically, a problem is something to solve. So problems are meant to be solved. That would be a good t-shirt too, right? Problems are meant to be solved. Problems are meant to be solved. I might add that to my repertoire, but in Jamaica, I filmed a video where we're sitting at a table. It's when we're wearing white the first night. And he said, I don't know. And I was like, you do know. And I want you to tell me why. Now, this man, I've been in his life for 13 years. This man I have said some of the most dumbest stuff to. And when I say dumb, not dumb, but I have talked stupid to this man. And y'all know how we talk stupid to our men. I have said some of the most stupidest stuff to my husband. And now I'm asking him why. I want you to know yourself. So if your wife asks you something about yourself, if your wife is asking you what you think, don't quit on yourself. Think and tell me. And that's why we have to teach our boys to think, so that we don't have men who get mad when you ask them to think. And this lady came into my comments, and she was just like, you got to let a man be a man. You're snipping his little things by putting a camera in his face and demanding he answers you. And I didn't demand. I was just like, no, you do know. And I want you to tell me. And the reason why I filmed these videos is because you all need to see it in action. You need to see it in action. I could sit here and talk theory all day, but if you are not seeing in action, how do you know, one, what you're going to encounter? Potentially, because our lives are differently, but it's the same but different. We all think we're different, but we're all the same. It just manifests differently. So you are potentially in a stage in your healing journey within your family. And that's why I say with this book, another author here on TikTok, Black woman, support, available on Amazon. When I read this woman's book and she pre-told me where I was headed next with doing this work, I read this book. I was like, shit, am I going to get a divorce? What's on the end? And I knew, because I was in the space where that's probably why she sent me the book. Because I said, I'm going to get a divorce because I'm over here and you're over there. And she was like, oh, that sounds very familiar. And so, had I not spoken up, she would have never knew to send me that book. Had I not spoken up, I would not have demonstrated for other people who are dealing with spouses who say, I don't know. And we allow it. I've allowed for so many years for my husband to say, I don't know to me. You're not going to say, I don't know to me anymore. But guess what? Now I don't have to say, you do know. Now he may be quiet. He'll walk away. He'll come back and he'll express himself to me. So now I know my husband's thoughts. Instead of him looking at me crazy, thinking whatever the hell he's thinking, no, he's okay with communicating with me. The other day I called Michael Bubbies. He was like, I thought you were calling him Michael. He would have never said that in the past. So he's advocating for himself. I am allowing, because it is allowed, because we bully our husband's voices out of him. Well, I have bullied my husband's voice out of him, and probably every woman before me, including his grandmother who raised him, has bullied his voice out of him. Shut up and listen. Be quiet. I don't care what you have to say. It's going to be my way, or I'm going to shut down my energy. You know what I'm saying? So my husband's voice has been bullied out of him, and now I'm trying to coax this little boy out. I'm trying to coax him out. You do know. Tell me. I won't cuss you out if you disagree with me. I won't get mad at you. Just tell me what you think. Get to know yourself, because in your husband or your spouse getting to know themselves, you're only empowering them. So this momentary discomfort, i.e., I am getting to know myself at this old age. But imagine if you never got to know yourself. I watched a video the other day where this man is like 34 years old teaching himself how to read. He reads at like a 3rd grade level now. But he started at not knowing how to read at all. And I was like, what if this man never admitted to himself that he didn't know how to read? There's a difference between knowing something and admitting it. I can know I don't know how to read, and I will find all the workarounds. But if I admit to myself and I receive the fact that there is a deficit, I don't know how to read. And what it's cutting me off from in life. Because once you start admitting it, you start feeling it. Knowing, you know. But once you admit, you start receiving the implications of said thing. And now you start doing the work. So when he admitted to himself that he does not know how to read, when he admitted to himself that his kids have a higher understanding of life than he has at the basic level, so he must level himself up in order to level his children up. Once he admitted that to himself, he got to work. And he was like, I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed. What you embarrassed of, baby? Somebody failed you. A lot of people failed you. But you were finally showing up for yourself. Don't be embarrassed. Be proud. And so I'm just coaxing little Dre out. And now Dre is able to start communicating with me. Dre is comfortable contradicting me. He has never contradicted me before. He has just sat there and his voice not be heard and him feeling like he's not a part of this family. My husband has said on multiple occasions, I'm not even a part of this family. I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel like you're a part of this family. So that's why I yield to him, period. I don't care what it is. My husband's not going to hurt my family. So I'm going to yield to him every time, especially since he's on his new thing. He's not talking down to the kids anymore. He's not doing any of those old tactics that we carried from slavery in our home. He's not doing any of those things. He's uplifting the children. He's starting to use his voice. He is a brilliant human, and I'm seeing that now because I'm allowing. But I told her my personal stories are a part of my content, Oh, so this ain't got nothing to do with her. She better move around. I thought she was in the video. See, your hangups aren't my hangups. So when this woman came into my comment section and says, you don't talk to a black man that way, I was like, no, you don't talk to your black man that way. You be okay with your black man saying, I don't know. You be okay with your black man not getting in touch with himself. My black man is going to know who he is. My black man is going to have a voice. You do your black man your way, and I'm going to do my black man my way. And don't come in my comments telling me how I'm supposed to talk to my husband. If my husband, you are telling me that you know better for my husband than my husband knows for himself. As if my husband is some invalid who doesn't know how to speak up and say, yo, get that camera out my face, when my husband's been saying, get that camera out of my face for quite a while now. He's capable. You act like I'm going to record my husband without his consent. You act like my husband's not going to say this conversation makes me uncomfortable. You have that much faith in a black man that you think that he cannot open his mouth and say, I don't like this conversation. Put the camera down. No, you feel you got to get in my comments and tell me how you need to advocate on my husband's behalf. No, sis, go advocate on your husband's behalf. And that's not me being ugly, and that's not energy. That's just saying, You can't speak for the next man. You can't speak for the next woman, especially if you sat down and had a conversation with such and what you watch, and your family already knows how you get down. My family already knows how I get down. My family knows nothing is sacred unless they say this is sacred. You know what I'm saying? I will go live in a second and record a conversation. Why? Because you guys need to see it. I'm saying it, now you got to see it. And we don't simulate shit over here. I may do a skit. I'm dropping my commercial about my merch and my books right now. But otherwise, we don't simulate nothing. Everything is real life. Why is it real life? Because it's healing. So if you want to continue to hide in the darkness, good for you. But I'm putting this out here because I'm not afraid of judgment. I could care what anybody thinks about me. I could care less. But the amount of people that are going to judge me compared to the amount of people that have healing potential because of my transparency, that's why I do it. I could give a fuck less about these people who are so insecure in themselves that they're going to look at somebody who's expressing security and say, stop being so secure. Stop being so secure. Keep hiding. Keep hiding. Don't let people know who you are. Don't let people know that you're human. No, you don't let people know that you're human. I'm going to keep doing me. I just told her if you wouldn't say nothing to him about his behavior, you can't correct mine. Boom. You better tell him, yeah, she had relationship arguments live on here. It just seems like BS. Yeah, she just trying to dictate what you do in your life. I just told her drop it because the video's staying. Yeah, to be honest, it's contradicting on her part. I got to see this goddamn video. You got me like, okay, y'all, I'll see you tomorrow because I need to go watch the damn video. Hold on. She worried. Okay, great job. I'm trying. Then sending. She be one giving praise to relationships she know nothing about. Everybody, couple goals. What the hell are couples goals? Cardi B and Offset are couple goals. Why? Because they got money? Because they're managing to stay married? Why are they couple goals? Sierra and Russell Wilson. That seems like a good little dynamic, but we don't really know what's going on over there. How are they couple goals? Lonnie and Dre. How are they couple goals? I'm going to tell you how Lonnie and Dre are couple goals. Lonnie and Dre are couple goals because you see two real people who are tangible, which means you see us in you. I don't see myself in Sierra and Russell Wilson. They live in a completely different world. And knowing what I know about the celebrity world, all of that could be fabricated. Celebrities literally have children so they have a storyline. And then they hand those children over to the nannies because they didn't have the kids to raise them. They had the kids so that I can post that I have children, so I could post my baby bump. Yes, it is written into contracts to have children. So I no longer look at anything in that world as real. But Lonnie and Dre, we're real. And the couple's goals is the cohesiveness. And this is what I was talking to my daughter. I was just like, you can look at Dre and see the qualities, the standards, know your worth, set your standards. Dre may have, boom, the soul. Those are the couple goals. When you see someone's soul, you see their ethics, you see their character, you see their value, you see how they move in their authenticity. You can tell when something's being fabricated versus a genuine moment. And that's the goals. The transparency with each other. Me and Dre being able to be ourselves, our authentic selves with each other. That's couples goals. You want someone you can be your authentic self with. Those are goals. You want someone who's willing to talk to you and work with you and evolve with you. Those are goals. Dre is not goals. Lonnie is not goals. Someone who's willing to work with you and evolve with you are goals. Someone who is willing to support you as you pursue your dreams are goals. Someone who doesn't lie to you, that's goals. So when I say couples goals, praising relationships you know nothing about, don't do that. But when you see character traits that are value add character traits, those are goals. Mother goals, being able to see my children and try to understand them. Those are mother goals. Not, oh, Lonnie fixed them food. Lonnie cooked dinner, which is, I'm cooking dinner tonight, y'all. I'm doing meatball subs and salad. Yes, I am cooking 2 nights a week. Bailey was like, we need to create a schedule. I was like, okay, I'll cook 2 nights a week. As long as I know ahead of time that I have to cook, I can cook. So I'm making meatball subs and salad. And then my other night, I'm going to make chicken pita with a bunch of vegetables, something, vegetable medley, I don't know. Got to get our greens in. But, you know, me refusing to cook, Bailey coming to me and saying she's not cooking anymore because we're taking her for granted, and me saying, okay, you ain't got to pay rent, but sis, you got to cook, because if you ain't cooking, how we going to eat? Because I can't get looped back into destroying the kitchen anymore. I can't cook. You know, but me willing to say, okay, how can we work together? So being willing to work with your children and to come up with compromise, that's parenting goals. Me and Bailey's relationship, being able to build a bond with your child, that's mother-daughter goals. So the specific spirit relationship, that's not goals, because we don't really know what the hell that is. But at the soul level, the connectivity and the feeding into each other and loving each other and building each other up, that's the goals. So we can never praise what's on the surface, because the surface is a fabrication 99% of the time. But the humanity, that's goals. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the support, guys. I haven't said it in a while. Thank you for being on the live. If you are not familiar with me, which I believe all of you who are here are, I'm Lonee Appleton. My life is a classroom, Monday through Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we just get into it. This is the Lonee Roller Coaster live action. Let's see. Then my friend sends me a message saying, get in front of it before someone calls you Keke Palmer baby daddy. I need to watch this goddamn video. And if they do, laugh with them. Shit. Yes. My husband indirectly called me a HOE yesterday because I was talking about how I'm going to post the video. All my notes that I haven't gotten to yet for today's show. I never get to my notes, which is okay with me. If I ever got to get to my notes, then I get to my notes. But otherwise, we carry the conversation. Yeah, I was talking to my husband about how I know football positions based off of the body type that I'm attracted to. And he was like, that's a damn shame. All right, what did he say? I wrote it down. What did he say? Let me see. That's crazy. I was like, you know what? I don't know none of the football positions and what they do, but I could tell you the positions based on what I'm attracted to. And he was like, that's a damn shame, or that's crazy. I was like, I think you just indirectly called me a hoe, or HOE. I think that's what you just did by saying, man, that's crazy. I was like, I read between those lines, and it's cool. I was out here, y'all. I was wild. I enjoyed my 20s, and that's it. So if somebody does call you Keke Palmer's baby daddy, okay, I did that shit. I did it. And who cares? I'm owning my stuff. Can you own yours? While you're calling me Keke Palmer's baby daddy, can you own your stuff? Judge yourself. Instead of judging me, the energy that you are spending, every second that you are thinking of somebody else is a second you could have been thinking about yourself. And I'm sorry, I'm self-centered as fuck. I'm spending all my days thinking about how I can level up, how I could be a better version of me. I don't have time to think about you unless I'm thinking about you in a way that I can level myself up. I posted my Keke Palmer videos. Why? Because that was a teachable moment for us. That wasn't a, ooh, look at Keke Palmer. Let's look at this situation and judge it. No, let's learn from this situation so that we can grow and evolve ourselves. That's the only way we need to be looking at each other, because remember the pendulum, we can judge. There's a level of judging. We can judge and drop our vibration and connect from source. And the staircase that we're always walking up, We can judge and drop our vibration. That's not the judgment you want. You can see something and be like, oh, okay, how can I make myself better? How can I grow my community? And all you're doing is growing your community. And I don't see a problem with that. And anyone who sees a problem with that can get on. Get on, get on, get on. I'm trying to send this clinic blocking my SVC service, maybe? I've never had anyone ask me to take something down. Yeah, that's weird. Especially if it ain't got nothing to do with them. This woman older than me doing provocative stuff on this app. She worried about my image, but not her own. That just means she cares about you, friend. That just means she cares about you. It's easier to worry about other people and them correcting themselves than worrying about yourself and you correcting yourself. The amount of mastery necessary to correct yourself is crazy. It's crazy. I can't lie. I feel like she gonna be the one talking because I don't care. Her bed empty every night. Mine ain't. I'm gonna let you be great, Carby. Girl, that video's in your lane. Go for it. I'm ready for it. I am so ready. It has nothing to do with her. She just minded my business. Oh, well, shoot. I'm sure that message was for somebody. You always spark a message, Carby. I appreciate your conversation. It's about my husband. He ain't telling me take it down. Exactly. My husband ain't told me to take near one video down. My husband has not told me to take near one video down. Now, I have had people come in my comments and be like, my husband thinks you're talking trash, because you guys watch my videos and you don't put... It's funny. When I watch my videos, I put my headphones in. I finally am comfortable with editing one of my videos in front of my husband because I felt like he was judging me. He probably was, but I'm okay with the judgment now. The other day, I edited a video for the first time, and y'all know I've been doing this since, December? Since November? I've been doing this since November, and this is the first time that I edited a video without putting my headphones in because I don't want my husband to sit next to me while I'm editing a video. Not because I'm talking about him. I could be talking about anything. I could be talking about this right now, It's just that I felt judged. When I was on that bus in Jamaica and I told everybody, if you want to watch the videos and to see where you're in our videos, we're As the Apple Turns on YouTube, not YouTube. We are As the Apple Turns on YouTube, but we're also, the Appletons on TikTok or at whatever, semantics. And the woman pulled up one of my videos while we were on the bus and I can hear our video. I got embarrassed. Which is crazy because it's like, if I was ever just, walking down the street and I heard my voice, I would be excited as fuck because someone I don't know found my content. Like, I'm reaching people, you know what I'm saying? But for someone I know to pull my video up or to edit my video in front of my husband, it's embarrassing for me. I have to figure out why, though. But yeah, people have definitely said, my husband thinks you're talking stuff behind your husband's back. And I was like, no, that's why I filmed that video with my husband standing next to me. I was like, come here, babe. Do you feel like I'm talking stuff behind your back? He's like, no. Or he said, you probably are. My ain't runs deep. He's like, you probably are. I was like, no, I'm not. But you're okay with my content. He's like, yeah. I mean, he's a part of my freaking content. Half of the videos I'm filming, he's sitting right here and I'm talking about him. You know what I'm saying? If he has something to say, he'll say it. Right? Me too. I don't accept. I don't know either. Yeah, we're not doing I don't know anymore. We're not. How can we be partners when you don't tell me what you think? Service drop. Sorry, they are checking if the swelling is lower, edema, or just swelling. All right. Keep us posted. I'm waiting for an ultrasound on my legs because they are swelling bad. Oh, yes. I'm happy that you went in and you didn't because I know you have your medical people in your family, so you know some things, but I'm happy you know when to take things seriously. I'd be over here just swollen and just be like, yeah, put it in the hands of the Lord. Mess around and ain't got no hands. Facts. I don't ever compare myself to those relationships, but I notice clearly there's people that assume I have this perfect marriage. Hey, it's really LML. I'm old. I don't know what that means. Let me live. I was just watching one of your videos. Yes. Hold on, be right back. All right, there we go. I am caught up on the comments. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the love. Hey, it's really welcome, 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 friend. All right, I want to talk about Pinky Doll. Here's my notes. Look, really, not you really, but really, off top, you are a hater. Hey, Patricia, I saw that yellow skirt. I was like, sis is on the scene. You know, Pinky Doll. I was like, look, if you are hating on Pinky Doll, if you are not celebrating Pinky Doll's hustle, you are a hater, period. Because I'm watching this video on the Shade Room where she's doing her little thing and she's doing a selecting outfit. She has figured out a creative way to do her selective outfit. Outfit of the day, she found a creative way. How can she move into her brand? Her brand is being an AI. Why are you hating on this chick? Because she found a way to get a bag. And she ain't disrespecting herself. She's literally just doing something, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I said she's not hurting anyone. Everyone's dream is to make it to the Shade Room or major media outlet. When I was reading those comments under her video and everybody was just like, oh my God, don't start posting this girl. She's so dumb and all these different things. And I was like, isn't everyone who comes and comments in these sections, not everybody, but people who come and comment in these sections, people who put out content, people who do anything to be seen by anyone else, they're doing it to be seen. Isn't it the dream to make it to a major media outlet, whatever that media outlet is? It may not be the Shade Room for you. It may be Good Morning America. It may be whatever podcast. It may be whatever platform. But anyone who is out here putting anything out, if you comment on a video and that video ends up getting 10,000 likes and bumped up and pinned to the top, man, that'll make your day. So for you to sit here, please don't start posting these girls like this girl isn't living your dream, i.e. getting the notoriety, making it to a major media outlet, and how big is her platform growing because she made it to the Shade Room. And your response is, please don't start posting this dumb stuff. The Shade Room posts a bunch of dumb stuff. What is the level of the dumbery that the Shade Room is supposed to post? Like, for real. What is the level of dumbery? Pinkie Pie is the Goocher Gotcher? Oh, you're doing too much with not Pinkie Pie, Pinky Doll. Pinky Doll is the Goocher Gotcher? You're doing too much with that? No. You're a hater. Because she has achieved what we're all trying to achieve, which is notoriety. We respect everybody's hustle. We out here, girl, get your bag, get your bag, get your bag. But Pinky Doll, we gonna hate on her. And when I say we, I'm not talking about us, because I'm not hating about her either, but I'm talking collectively as a community. We are hating on this girl because she is doing something that we consider stupid. Let me tell you why you consider this thing stupid. And she probably considered that stuff stupid when she first started too. Because when people are like, I could never do that. Oh, that's so dumb. I would never do that. That's beneath me. Sis is making $10,000 a day. She ain't showed no titty. She ain't showed no booty. She ain't doing no obscene gestures. She ain't doing nothing. But last time I seen her, she was popping popcorn with a flat iron, saying, ice cream so good. Who's she hurting? She is doing a job that she can do in front of her children. Who is she hurting? And the reason why you could never do it is because you could never do it. You can try to replicate what she did. And this is when I was talking about charisma. I was talking about this on the last live, and I made some videos about charisma. And I told you I was going to figure out what Beyonce tapped into to go from recognize me from my face to recognize me from my aura and my energy. Beyonce tapped into her charisma or her ikigai. I have tapped into my charisma or my ikigai, which means I went from, please share my videos, please share my videos, please like my videos, please, 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 please watch my lives. I went from that to, hold up, I know what value I bring, and you know what value I bring. So I don't have to beg anyone who this is for them. I have tapped into my charisma and my ikigai. And I am starting to attract people to me. People are starting to want to know about me versus me saying, please let people know about me. So it has gone from pick me energy to now people are starting to pick me. And that's why we hate on people, because all of us have pick me energy. All of us have pick me energy. We want to call people out. Remember the pendulum. There is the infancy and then there's the extreme. I don't want no, shaking my booty on the internet to get attention, pick me energy. But I can be here on some, please share the lives, let people know I'm out here. Thank you for the hearts. Those let people know that I'm out here. I'm okay with that pick me energy, because I know that pick me energy is going to then send me into that where the energy takes me. Right now, I'm trying to tap into that energy. I'm in it, but it's slowly breaking open. Those of you who know. But, I'm slowly trying to tap into that energy, because once I get into that energy and I get into the flow, it's going to, and that's why they say it happens overnight. It does not happen overnight. What happens overnight is you finally connect. You are trying to connect. And once you connect to it, you take off. And that happens overnight. I am going to wake up and every single one of my videos is going to have millions of views and thousands of views. And I'm going to have 100,000 followers overnight. That happens overnight. But I've been building this since December. You know what I'm saying? And I know that the breakthrough is coming. I feel it in my soul, in my spirit. And breakthroughs happen at the same time. Just like we are all in this together, we are all going to come out of the together. So if you are putting in work, know that our time is coming. Our time is about to break through. And whatever that is for you is on the way. But you have to speak it into existence and do the work. That's why they say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Do the work. And I told my friends, I was like, look, I'm taking y'all with me, but y'all got to have something to take. So start building whatever you're building now, so that when I go, I'm taking you with me, but I'm not carrying you with me. So have your bag, have your thing, build your brand, and I will help blow it up when I get there. That's what this community is. That's why I'm sitting here on these lives and I'm like, boom, I'm going to celebrate and I'm going to support my sister. She just accomplished a goal. She said that she was going to write a book and she did it. And she wanted to quit so many times, but she didn't. I'm taking my sisters with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use my platform to lift all of us. Why? Because that's what we should be doing. And we don't have to look at our platform as, you need to have all of these people. I have 11,000 followers and you only have 300. Those are 300 people that I don't know. That is your platform. How are you using your platform to uplift others? Are you uplifting others this way? Are you uplifting others this way? How are you uplifting? However it is, that's what our platforms are for. And that's how we build our community. So anyway, we respect everybody's hustle, and everybody can't do what she does. And the people who know that they can't do what they do what she does, and it bumps up against something inside of them. Those are the people who are saying, oh, I could never do that. You can't do that. I could get on here right now and pretend to be AI and I will walk away with 50 cents, if that. But Pinkie Pie somehow figured out how to $10,000 a day. And people are hating on that. This girl is getting paid $10,000 a day to do this dumb stuff. Yes. Can we marvel? Can we fucking marvel on the fact that this girl is popping popcorn in a flat iron saying ice cream so good? $10K a day. Not doing because you can't. So instead of admitting your own limitations, you hate on the person. You're not doing things and we hate on it because when someone is doing something, it exposes our own limitations. It exposes our own limited thinking. It exposes our own barriers to ourselves. And instead of saying, oh, okay, she's doing something. She tapped into her ikigai. She tapped into her thing. So it's possible. Instead of looking at each other as possibilities, I am a possibility. That's why you fuck with me. One of the reasons why you fuck with me is because I'm a possibility. That's why I don't get on here with this isn't why, but this is why. I don't get on here with my face beat. I don't get on here with my hair done. I don't get on here in the perfect outfit. Why? Because I'm not tangible then. I'm not relatable then. Now I am this expert who's coming on here who is presenting like I'm better than you and you should listen to me because I appear to be better than you and I know something because I got on a suit and I got my face beat and I got my hair whipped. No. I got my hat on because I took my twists out. I haven't seen my afro in a while and I'm loving it. I got on my merch. Available at LoneeTaylorArt.com. Use your mouth for good. Speak life. Get yours today. Get one for your friend too, because friends like to dress alike, I heard. You know, yes, Doc told me to wear my merch, Pat. I'm out here. I'm listening. I'm going to wear the same shirt every day, but I'm going to buy a little piece of merch here and there. You know, oh, good. I'm happy that everything turned out okay. Good. Praying for you, Carby. You know, but when our own limited beliefs are reflected back to us, it is not for us to hate on someone because we have now been confronted with our limited beliefs of self. It is our job to recognize that and be like, damn, if Pinky Dog can do it, what can I do? What can I tap into? You know, what can I do that brings me financial freedom? Because that's what Sis tapped into. Sis tapped into financial freedom. How can you hate on that? How can you hate on that? How can you hate on the fact that this woman is changing her family's trajectory, especially if she figures she hooks up with someone who could teach her how to manage that money. So now she's creating generational wealth. She potentially will make $1 million in the next 12 months. I don't know. What's 10 times 12? 1.2. She has potential to make $1 million. She has potential to change her family's trajectory for generations to come. How is that something that you could hate on? I was listening to you. I told the lady this, my Zen podcast lady. What the lady say? She's probably like, that woman crazy. If I knew I could make $1 million doing what she's doing, I'd do it. See? Boom. I was already on my note. If I knew that I could make $1 million doing what Pinky Doll's doing, don't you know I would be on here like ice cream so good? Sure would. I sure would. I told Carby, I was like, Carby, this might be a thing. If you could figure out how to make it your own. Carby tried it. Carby didn't judge it. Carby tried it. And she's like, yeah, that's not my bag. But she's going to keep trying until she finds her bag. If she has not found her bag, I don't know. Carby will tell me when she's found her bag. But when that came out, I was like, this might be a thing. This might be a thing. She was like, what's the topic? I said, so many. She heard you reading my comments. Yes. Thank you so much for the roses. You know, like I said, Ebony, I ain't seen you in so long. Boom. Pick up Ebony's book. Damien's Windsor. I read the W and said Dawson. Damien's Windsor. I was promoting your book on Saturday, sis. I told your story how you were ready to quit and then you woke up and you woke up to the 2 reviews from me and another content creator out here. And you kept going. Definitely pick up your copy of Damien's Windsor. I told everybody what we're doing. Oh, well, I'm promoting it now. Go get your copy. Yes. I am telling everybody, small businesses, if you have a product, DM me. Send me your product. I'll send you my product. And, you know, let's start promoting each other. You know what I'm saying? Because people will buy a referral. People won't buy. When I'm like, hey, make sure you get my merch. 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 People won't buy that. But Ebony, if you said, yo, I picked up this book from Lonee Appleton over there at As the Apple Turns. This is a dope ass read. You should pick it up. People will buy the book then. I don't know why people do that, but since we know that people do that, we need to lean into that and use each other. That's how we build each other up. We recommend and refer each other. Let's see. I've been missing you, sis. I really have. I stopped eating sugar too. Remember you posted the video eons ago about how you bought the 3 bags of popcorn and you were eating the popcorn and how it manifested in your body? I said, I think that's what's happening with me. I've been off the sugar, sis, so thank you. Let's see. She says she's right and you do deserve 100%. Thank you. I have to take care of my mental and physical health. Point me to the merch, sis. LoneeTaylorArt.com. Yes, the merch, the book, everything is there. Yes, I have this is more your vibe right here. Ebony, when I was reading your book, I was reading my writing. We write so much similar. You may not feel the same way, but I was reading your book and I was just devouring this because I was like, my God, I would have wrote this. Like, I love your writing style. That is my compliment to you. I love your writing style. This one is available on buybooksontheweb.com. I'm going to republish through. I need to actually ask you some. You might have popped on here because I do want to ask you some questions about publishing. And you said too many people come to you and they ain't even got a book to publish. You want to ask me some questions. You said write the book first. I got the book. Now I need to ask you some questions. So yes, I'm going to hop into your DMs. But yes, I am so happy to see you. Yes, yes, yes. Back to Pinky Doll. Yes, if you could make $1 million doing what she's doing, you would do it. And judging someone who has tapped into their charisma. And all of the comments were talking about, thank you, babe. All the comments were talking about this god dang white refrigerator in Pinky Doll's living room. Oh my God, look at the white refrigerator. I was like, you got to reach so far back, literally, because it's in the background. You got to reach so far back that you are pointing out the white refrigerator to have a problem with this woman. This black woman. So you have 2 connections. You have 2 connections with this person. In the comments, all the people in the comments were black women hating on another black woman who was in her bag and getting her hustle on. Yes. You had to find something so wrong with this black woman. You like, she making $10,000s a day and still got a white refrigerator? She's making $10,000 a day. If she wanted a colored refrigerator, she could have a god dang Sub-Zero in any room in her house if she wanted to. But she has chosen. And I was like, how much you want to bet? Intentional or unintentional, that white refrigerator is getting this woman seen. What she's doing is getting her seen. Everybody talking about that goddamn white refrigerator is getting her seen. I watched the video, then I read the comments, and I was like, a white refrigerator? Lowered the comments and watched the video a second time. So she's getting more spins because y'all are finding something to hate on her. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to put this white refrigerator back here, and I bet you they going to hate this stuff. She's getting paid off of your hate. Y'all don't even understand. We just got to really work on ourselves. We've got to learn how to celebrate each other. We've got to respect each other's hustle. Just because your hustle isn't my hustle doesn't mean that my hustle doesn't have value, especially if my hustle is bringing in 10K a day. 10K a day. I did 10K a month for 1.2 million. She's making 10K a day. Every time she hits go live, she's making $10,000. And you're hating on that because she's doing something at a level that you couldn't do. But you can find something that you could do at her level and get the same attention and the same notoriety. But you would rather spend your time focused on her and hating on her. That's a you problem. That ain't a Pinky Doll problem. Why they was about to tell me wait till 9/5 for my results. It's August. It's like 3 weeks from now. This hospital, man, I told her that doesn't make sense. So Do you think? I don't know. I wish you well, my friend. I wish you well. That's all I can say is I'm happy that you're speaking up for yourself. I'm happy that you're calling people on their BS. Assertiveness, not bitchiness. You are being assertive, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're uplifting yourself and you're getting what you need. Hey, Brittany. All right, now I'm to the point where I could read my notes. I was, have you ever told your spouse your type? How you doing, friend? Have you ever told your spouse your type? The reason why I asked is last night, Dre was happy Monday. Yes, it's a beautiful day. The hurricane, Angel told me about the hurricane over in Cali. And so we have that weather coming in. So it's been nice. You know, it's supposed to be like 100 and I don't know if we're in 120 weather right now, but it's supposed to be 100 plus and we don't have to deal with that. It's overcast and, you know, it's threatening a storm, but we ain't getting it. I think we're so far inland that we may just get the overcast. We may not get any rain or anything. So it's been real nice. I love it. Gotta go. So good to see you. I just bookmarked your site so I can go get some merch. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. And do a review. Let your community know about me and I will continue. I will always talk about my TikTok authors that I have met on this website. Black women out here doing the damn thing. Always. I'm so happy you popped in. That was divine. Thank you. I'm gonna need to pick your brain out marriage and separation and reunification after. You got my DM. Just pop in. We can have a conversation. I'm here for all of you. I'm here to support you through whatever. If you have a question, ask it privately, ask it publicly. Just know that I will topically potentially talk about the topic. I will not tell your business. I will not say your name. But if it's something that can help the community, please be okay with me saying, hey, I would like to talk about marriage, separation, and reunification. And that's all that I'll say. And then I will speak from my advice. Point. I will not tell your story. But when people, you know, one of my things, I always wanted to be Dear Abby. And so I love giving advice, not so you can listen, but just so you can think of the possibilities. Just so you can think of the possibilities. A guy just called me lucky. I had to give him a piece because I've been here since 2 p.m. I like your perspective. Yes, thank you. You know, as long as all I want to do is to inspire others to think of the possibilities, because we have been spoon-fed, especially with the Black cultural experience. The reason why we all have the same lives, even though we don't know each other, is because we are all living the same lives that have been spoon-fed to us as Black culture. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Black culture. What I'm saying is we all need to start thinking and how much of that Black culture we want to tap into for our existence. And how can we tap into that Black culture and evolve Black culture? Black culture needs to be progressive. Black culture needs to be community. These are all the things that Black culture used to be, and it needs to come back. You know what I'm saying? They stopped depicting images on the TV that showed progression in our community because we tapped into that progression and we started to progress. And so they were like, well, damn, we got to throw a monkey wrench in that. So they started showing us the damnation of our community. And now that's Black excellence. The Housewives are Black excellence. Love and Hip Hop is Black excellence. Whoever's getting the most money and getting gifted Bentleys is Black excellence. No, Black excellence needs to be people taking their families back. Black excellence should be raising the next generation of legacy, your children, into excellent human beings that can now go into this world and feed this world your perspective. I love talking to you because I'm not like it's not like pulling teeth. And, you know, like I told you earlier, Carby, I was like, anyone who talks to me knows that there's going to be a teaching point. I was having a text conversation with a friend yesterday. I was like, I literally can print these texts and teach from these texts. And I invited them in. I was like, I don't want to ever take your information and present it as my own. And they were like, you know what? Just acknowledge me. You know, so people know in talking to me that we're going to grow from it. But why do we need to? You know, it says it in the Bible. Don't hide your light under a whatever. Put something over your light. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking and we're having these healing conversations, why should we keep it like this? Because it's my business. Okay, I understand. Can I find a topical way to share this? Because why would we discover an answer and keep it to ourselves? No, we discovered an answer. Can we please? I don't even know what that is. Am I tooting the horn? Doop, doop, doop. You know, hell yeah, toot the horn. Let the people know. Let the people know. We're growing over here and we deserve it. Boom. I love your giving spirit, sis. Dang, I can't do enough flowers. You know my... Dang. My AI, let's see. Like a lot of others, traditions and generational passed down ain't always what needs to be passed down. Yes, it's not what needs to be passed down. We are passing down trauma. Now, we are amazing. Black humans are amazing. We are so fucking amazing. We just got to deal with our crap. And I love that we're progressive enough to deal with our crap. And I know the reason why our community is slowly growing, because in order to be in this community, you have to be willing to do the work. And everybody's not there yet. It took me 5 months to break through to my husband. But as long as we are constantly sharing, constantly, you know, exposing others, however our method of exposure is, we will continue to grow. You have a conversation with someone and a video pops in your head that you bookmarked and you send it over. And now you got somebody else who's feasting and eating. Because that's what we're doing. We're feeding each other. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what we're doing. I'm feeding you. You're feeding me. And that's why we can walk away from our experiences feeling fed, feeling full, because we're feeding each other. If you ever walk away from an experience feeling depleted, they did not feed you. They took from you, but they call them energy vampires. I call it eating and feasting. I'm feeding your soul. I'm giving you what you need, and your soul is going, you know what I'm saying? So I'm filling it up. I'm not depleting you. I'm not draining you. I'm giving to you, and you two are giving to me. You just gave me 29 flowers. It's smelling real fragranty up in here. So I love you too, Brittany. But yeah, so I'm talking to Dre, and he's working out, and he's like, you know, I need to get bigger. I'm like, hold up. How much bigger are you trying to get? Because there's a point of muscularity that I don't find attractive. So I need to know what your body goal is. And he's like, I don't really have a body goal. I was like, you're lying. There is someone out there that you have seen that you are like, I like that. But somehow you're uncomfortable with saying that you like that. I don't know if that's a male thing. You know, men aren't going and saying, you look real handsome today. You look real good today. That's not a point of comfortability for them. I realized that I lean my head over to the side like that. Pick your head up, sis. You know, the stallion body go, yes, I'm about to biz out. Olivia's body is banging. Like her and Ashanti. Body goals. You know, it's so easy for us to say body goals as females. But when I asked my husband yesterday, I was like, okay, I know you're trying to get bigger. I need to see where you're trying to head, because yes, stacked like a stallion. Look at her legs, look at her arms, look at her abs. Yes, I want her body. I'm going to get it too. A man can't do that. A man can't say, oh yeah, look at his abs, look at his arms, look at his legs. You know, and I get it. I wouldn't want to hear my husband talk like that either. But, you know, when I asked him, I was just like, you know, she's beautiful. I was just like, I need to see where you're trying to go, because I don't want your body goal to be something that I will no longer be attracted to. So you trying to get that rock hard body, 0% body fat. I don't like that. I like a little bit of, you know, with my abs. And so he was like, well, I don't have an example. And I was like, I think you do. And then he said, well, there's multiple people. I was like, okay, you like his arms, you like his legs, you like da-da-da-da-da-da. I was just like, whoever you're watching to get their workout routines, let me see them so I could see what your goals are. He was like, I make up my own routine. I was like, once upon a time, you walked some goddamn routines. I just need to see where you want to go. But the fact that he was uncomfortable sharing with me who his inspirations were just made me think, why are men uncomfortable complimenting other men? Why are men uncomfortable saying that they're inspired by other men? You know what I'm saying? But they're not uncomfortable saying that they're inspired by other men that are doing negative things. But they're inspired by men who are doing positive things, and they're uncomfortable saying that. It just made me theorize why. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be a man, but it really was like, why can't you just get on your timeline and say, so how is he afraid of my rejection? Now, I told him, are you going Terry Crews? Because if you're going Terry Crews, But I told him my idea, and this is why I wanted to have this conversation. The video hasn't published yet because I'm publishing my videos on friendship. I really Lonnie'd at the beginning of those videos. Like, I am Lonnieing the hell out of those videos. And I was like, those videos are going to get low views because people don't want to. He's too much. Dre was like, Terry Crews does the... Dre looked for every opportunity to move his titties. He'd be like... I was like, yeah. Alan, cornerbacks. I love a cornerback. See, and I did that last night. He was like, you're doing too much. I was like, look, I'm telling you my goal, or my what I'm attracted to. And so let's have this conversation, because people are going to watch that video and be like, oh my gosh, she's lusting right in front of her husband. I'm not lusting. I didn't even see a face on the body that I was thinking of. I was just seeing how cornerbacks are built. And I was just like, yeah, man, that's something beautiful. He was like, you're doing too much. I was like, look, Dre, here's the conversation. I have had a type our entire relationship. I just have not disclosed that type to you. Why? Because you weren't close to my type. You had potential, but you weren't there. So who cares what my type is? I love you for you, babe. You know, but then he started working out and he started evolving and shaping that and started shaping that body. And I was just like, I see your potential. I see your cornerback. You know, so last night, he comes to me, he's talking about his physique. And on the other side, let's keep it G, he has been telling me since I've lost my booty that I lost my booty. He's like, why are your underwear sagging? Nigga, I know my underwear is sagging. Don't you think I'm self-conscious about the fact that my underwear sag now? Like, I no longer have a large booty. And I'm really coming to terms with that. Well, I'm not accepting that my booty is gone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squat and bend and booty work me a booty back. I will not gain the weight necessary for my booty to come back, but I will do the work necessary to get my booty back. But he has a preference too. He lets me know his preference by telling me that I am no longer his preference by saying, where'd your ass go? Nigga, I don't know. I didn't know it could disappear. I have never not had a butt until now. I don't know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said, man, a booty's just a booty. A booty's just a booty. A booty's just a booty. You know, no, now that my butt's gone, my clothes don't fit the way they used to. It's probably y'all girls with the titties. See, I don't have no breasts. So I don't know what it is like to fill a shirt out. You know, I don't know that joy. But I know what it is to fill some pants out. And it hurts to not fill my jeans out no more to see. I used to make fun of Angel. I didn't make fun of Angel. But I was scared for Angel. Yes, we are the itty bitty titty committee. I used to be scared for Angel because Angel's pants were loose in the butt area, and she grew a booty. I don't know how, but hamdulillah, she grew a booty. But I used to be afraid for her, but now I'm Angel, and it's gone. But we gonna get it back. That's enough of that. All I'm saying is he lets me know his preference all the time by letting me know I'm no longer his preference. But anyway, I'm telling him, I love cornerbacks, that body. I was just like in the neck when they do the neck workout, and he was just like, I don't think my neck is small. I was like, no, but you know what I'm talking about with the trapezius neckline and And I was like, people are going to watch this video and feel like I'm disrespecting my husband because I'm talking about my attractive physique, the physique that I'm attracted to. I was like, first of all, my husband would have told me I was being disrespectful. Secondly, why am I not allowed to say in one of my most intimate relationships what my preference is, especially when the only reason why I'm saying it is because he is this close to my preference. When my husband was this close to my preference, I didn't say nothing. You're beautiful, baby, I love you. 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 You know I like a cornerback body. Since we shaping bodies, nigga. So I'm happy that he's okay with me saying, this is my preference. And when I was like, he's like, you're doing too much. I was like, if I'm visualizing what turns me on, excuse me if I'm getting a little excited thinking about what turns me on and thinking about the potential that my husband is about to be in the package that turns me on. So instead of looking at me saying, oh, you're doing too much, please look at me and saying my wife is literally lusting about my future body. And I'm going to do the work to get that for her. So she could look at me and be like, Instead of thinking about looking at me saying, about another man, I am saying, about your potential. But now if he ain't got potential, if your spouse, looks like Rick Ross and Allen Iverson is your potential or your preference, probably don't say nothing to them. Be happy with your Rick Ross. But Dre is right there. And so, what are my notes? Goal physique. Why can't men admit his inspiration? How will uplifting another man for any accomplishment make you look? So, men don't necessarily want to compliment other men because in complimenting another man, for some reason, they measure themselves up against the other man. The Rick Ross. Boss. They measure themselves. Women can compliment. I can compliment another woman that is doing her damn thing without looking at myself like I'm not doing the damn thing. But for some reason, maybe it's the competitive spirit, but men automatically are like, well, in order for me to acknowledge that he's doing his thing, I'm acknowledging that I'm not doing my thing. And in reality, we're both doing our damn thing, whatever that looks like. It's a level of comfortability, in thyself. But I think a woman can not be comfortable in herself and she can be in her insecurity and still acknowledge another woman is doing her thing. But on the opposite, with the pendulum, she could become a hater. But what I'm saying is we don't have to be in our bag to acknowledge that another woman is in her bag. But for men, what I have noticed largely is they need to be in their bag in order to acknowledge another man is in their bag. Because if they acknowledge another man is in their bag, it somehow says that they're not. Can't complain. Can't compliment someone without, man, I already said that one. His strength is your weakness, so you can't admit you admire or are jealous of it. So, you can't admit that because it reflects back to you. Acknowledging goal physique is saying another man has something you want, perceived weakness. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at another man and you're acknowledging that he has something that you want. And so men, I guess it's more socially acceptable for women to be like, man, like I said, what's the girl's name? Olivia. Goals says it's more comfortable, I'm thinking. And I'm just theorizing, I don't know. I'm just theorizing. I don't know, but it was an interesting conversation that I wanted to talk about with you guys, because I know they're gonna be like, oh, she's so disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. I'm letting my husband, he is right there. You are on the cusp of being my kind. You were on the cusp. I swear, when she came out with boot camp, oh, I'm still going back up from G Unit. Okay, here we go. When you swipe this way, if your husband is aware, oh, how'd you take me back to the bottom? Boom, boom, boom. Tradition, cuz been here since 2 p.m. Okay, said that you're lucky. Trumpet, trumpet. Yes, that's true. From June Unit. I swear, when she came out with boot camp, oh man, I was in there. Girl, hell beautiful. Carby, yes, girl. I be like, I'm a bad Barbie and I shall look the part. Boom. Created. We can acknowledge where we're headed and appreciate where we're at. I love being a woman. I had this chat with hubby too. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Let me see. I had to ask, would I still be attractive in his eyes? He was like, yeah, my size never was an issue. Good. I think those are important conversations. But Dre has always said, if I get up to 300 pounds, he's divorcing me. And he said, if I lose my booty, he's divorcing me. So I got to take some corrective action immediately before I lose my husband. Yeah, Terry is too much. I will take an Allen Iverson. I was in love with him. Yo, I'm going to tell you the level of unprofessionalism here. I've always been a process improver. I got a job in the check room, my first job, my first place of business. My first job was in the mailroom, and then I went to the check room. But there were no instructions of how to do things. I was like, I'm going to just start documenting everything. Step 1, step 2, step 2, step 3, step 4. There was 2 step 2s. There were a lot of mistakes in my instructions until I worked out the kinks. But the point I'm making is, I had Allen Iverson as my screensaver on the back of my computer. So every screenshot in all of those instructions were Allen Iverson in the back of, this professional document. Allen Iverson with his basketball. Yeah, I love that man. Oh, he was so sexy in his day. I had to pick someone near his height. My husband is in the lifting world, and they do compliment in their spaces. Okay, cool. Idris Elba vibe. That man is something, especially when he lets that accent out, y'all. I was like, oh, you don't have an American accent. Oh, that's how you really talk. Yes, Idris, you talk to me. Talking to me. He's a basketball player, 76ers. I'm walking down Morris, I don't know. Oh, sent you someone's text in the comments. LOL. That's all you gotta do. Mine hinted at the weights. They want the dynamic duo thing. Yeah, he wants you to start lifting with them. I started working out because I'm concerned about my heart pumping, and I have a 4 and a 6-year-old, so I got to keep living. I started working out because as I lost all this weight, I literally have what I feel, I have the old lady body. You know how when people get and I'm not talking down on myself. I'm saying my truth. I think I'm sexy. I think I'm beautiful, and I know who I am. That's not what I'm saying. But when people get the weight loss surgery and their body just kind of deflates, that's what my body did. I stretched this thing to 205 pounds at my biggest, and now I am in, my 205 looks just like this. I just have more curves. So I wasn't all stretched out 205. My 205 just looks like this. It's just fuller. So I went from 205 to 150, 159. I toggle between 150 and 159 now. So I have lost 50 pounds, but I have stretched my body out to that. And so I'm working out because I have to fill this skin back in, but I'm not going to fill this skin back in with more, body fat. I want to fill it in with muscle. So I'm committed to working out. I've wanted Olivia's body in some form. Before her, it was Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray in her day, my God, was a stallion. So I have wanted this body my entire life. But it was, no matter how hard you work out, you can't outwork a bad diet. And I don't eat like I used to eat anymore. I eat healthy now. I still eat meat, but I don't sit and eat sugar and all that other stuff anymore. So you can't outwork a bad diet. And then when you have all that weight on you, it's hard to see the muscle because the muscle's underneath the weight. But since I have the weight off of me, I was like, I finally have the foundational body that I can build the muscle in a quick enough time. Because remember, we quit because we don't see results. We quit because we can't get the wind beneath our wings. But if I can get the wind beneath my wings, i.e. I start seeing definition. I start seeing definition in my legs and my booty. My booty has lifted a little bit. I worked out like 11 times now. I'm going to work out after this is leg day and booty day. My booty has lifted a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of wind underneath my wings, so I can keep going. Excuse me. I can keep going because I'm seeing the results. I've always quit because I have so much insulation on my body. I don't want to use offensive language. Even though I'm talking about my body, I've had so much insulation on my body that even if there was muscle under there, I couldn't see it. And so I quit because I'm just like, I still look good. My 205 look like this. I still look good. And so now it's not about looking good. It's about living. My body aches in a different kind of way now than it aches when I'm immobile. When I'm immobile, my body aches. And when I'm mobile, my body aches, but it's a good ache. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. I think I'm 110% in because Patricia, you've heard me say this. Carby, you've probably heard me say this too. I'm done quitting on myself and I'm trying to see if I can push inspiration into in spirit. If I could push inspiration into in spirit, then I have figured out how we can trigger evolutions. So I am using myself as a test subject to see if I can trigger myself to move into an evolved space to where physical activity becomes a part of my lifestyle. Dre has triggered physical activity being a part of his lifestyle. He's not quitting anymore. Like he's tapped into his ikigai. He's tapped into his charisma. So he was like, workout. It's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to see but his was inspired. Mine is, I just want to work out because my body is struggling right now. And so I wonder if I can work out and catch it. If I catch it, y'all, it's about to be a done deal. Pat, me and your husband gonna be on the figure competition together. Like, guess who correcting their flaws over here? Yes, we are correcting them and getting it together. I love it. I love that we are able to check ourselves on every level. I even check myself with drinking more water because, the cotton mouth. I run my mouth so much and I need to drink water. Lonnie, drink water. Drunk. Stop, take a drink. Stop, get up, go to the bathroom. Stop. Do. I'm constantly checking myself all day long. If your husband is aware and you're comfortable with your partner, you should be able to be yourself. Thank you. So all these people, and this is what Carby is experiencing in her comment section, and with their friend or associate, people coming and telling us how to move in our relationships. No, me and my husband have our vibe, and he can tell me how to move in my relationship. And he ain't told me I misstepped yet, so who is anyone out there to tell me I have? Yes, Ricky Ross, I have, God damn it. I saw, and then it depends. I have seen that men's tough man vibe, feel that saying, another another is attractive like they feel weird. It is weird. It is weird. And I don't even know if that's something that we can socially make acceptable. I think because look, our boys and our men, and I mention this all the time because this was an impactful little video. I need to do a video on it so you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's a video on YouTube and it's called Homie, HOMI -sexual. And it's saying just how these behaviors that men express are borderline, in that arena, but they're in that arena because they're not allowed to express those things. They're not allowed to compliment each other. They're not allowed to give each other hugs. They're not allowed to hold hands. They're not allowed to do any of those things because those are those type of activity. And I don't want to use the same language, or the wrong language, so I'm just speaking ambiguously because I don't want to disrespect anyone. So I hope my ambiguity. I hope my ambiguity isn't disrespectful. But women can hold hands. Women can hug. Women can do all of these things. I'm almost done, Kaden. Hold on. Women can do all of these things. So women can seek out the physical touch needs that they need from other women and it not be perceived as anything but women showing each other love. And that's all it is. But men can't do that. And that's why they're hypersexual, because the only way they can experience touching is if they're in a bedroom mambo situation. That's why they want to do it all the time, because I can touch you. And then they associate that with, the society's like, you're lame if you're with the female and you don't hit. You gotta hit. Well, no, I'm just with a female and I'm chilling. But society says you can't do that. So now the pressure's there. So it was a very insightful piece that was put together. And it let me know just how touch deprived our men are. And it let me know how, I saw a hummingbird. I'm going to fill your feeder back up so you have something to eat. I haven't fed it because the hummingbird stopped coming. But I just saw a hummingbird, so I'm going to put it back out there. Anyway, our men are touch deprived and they don't have any space to be touched. And that's why they end up with all these women. That's why they keep a woman, because they want to be touched, but they can't be touched any other way. And it's crazy. In the video, he mentioned he distinctly remembers when the hugs turned into handshakes. And I watched Dre with the boys, and I'm like, go give your dad a hug, good night. And Dre, gives him a dap. But then he leans his head on them, and they put their heads together and stuff like that. So he gives them touches in the way that he's comfortable. But it's just crazy because he mentioned in this video, he remembers when the hugs turned into handshakes. And he's like, but I still want hugs. I still want that affection. So I'm very cognizant of making sure, and not so much with my girls because they're older and I have to be more intentional about that. I did set a goal to, hug them daily, and I haven't done it in a while. I need to get back to it because I know that physical touch is important. If I'm not hugging my children, then they're going to go out and seek that deprivation from the outside world. And that deprivation is probably just having random sexual partners because that's how they experience touch. So I don't want to leave my children out there like that. My female children or my male children, or my non-binary children, I don't want to leave them out there in that deprivation when all I had to do was give them more hugs and give them more physical touch, positive physical touch. Got to put positive. Whenever you talk about touching, it's kind of a touchy subject. It depends on their confidence level, yes, but I have witnessed those who wanted to get like him. Dude, my husband is inspiring somebody. I say, you about to be a fitness such and such. You being 49 years old and pulling your body together. You have no idea how many DMs this man is getting. I used to laugh at him, y'all. I used to laugh at him because he would go live. This man had vision before I had vision. He would go live every time he got on the Peloton. And I was like, don't nobody want to watch you huffing and puffing on this goddamn bike. But now that I understand what lives are, I didn't have understanding, but now that I understand what lives are, don't nobody want to sit here and watch me talk for 3 hours. But there's people that do. Don't nobody want to sit and watch him huffing and puffing on that bike. But there's people that do, especially now when he be on that bike. He be like, hey, what y'all working on? You know, what y'all drinking on? You know, this is the new thing that I'm trying to work out and blah, blah, blah. So now he's huffing and puffing on this bike, but he's teaching and he's transforming his bodies and he's inspiring others. I was like, I see your vision. That's why I post them. Yeah, y'all, if you choose to lust after him, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? He's a sexy beast. But he's inspiring. And I see it. And I laughed at him. And now I'm like, boy, you better turn that live on and build your audience. You better build that audience. I get it now. Ain't it crazy how we make fun of something until we understand it? But if we just stop trying to belittle people for them being inspired to do something, just because we don't understand it, we could still stand beside them. We ain't got to have that fake celebration, but we could stand beside them. I don't understand what you're doing by getting on that bike and going live, but you're doing something. And I'm happy you're doing something that makes you feel good. Instead of laughing at them like, this nigga on live again. Yeah, I'm checking myself. Saying what you like. I saw videos of women complimenting a man's lady, and the man got hell of offended by it, and he was tripping. See, yeah, that's stupid. You want an attractive woman, but then when you get the attractive woman, I heard somebody say this, then when you get the attractive woman, you try to make her less attractive. Or you get the attractive woman, but then you get mad when other people acknowledge that your woman is attractive. Nah, you got to be secure enough in yourself to be like, shit, hell yeah, I got me a baddie. You have to know your sis ain't going nowhere, your chick ain't going nowhere, your man ain't going nowhere. If you are who you need to be in this relationship and you are aligned with someone that you're supposed to be aligned with, they ain't going nowhere. And it's okay if other people appreciate them. Why? I bet you Dre feels, he told me the other day, he was like, I feel sexy. I was like, I'm happy. I'm happy that you can admit that you feel sexy. Because most men won't admit that they feel sexy. He was like, I got to get me, that's what he was saying. He wears these turbans, y'all. He's like, I got to get one in every color because I feel sexy. I was like, look at you. You feel sexy then. Tap into it because I know when I feel sexy, I be feeling good. Why can't he? Eating this pizza. Girl, I'll eat me. Look, I eat what I want to. I just don't overeat anymore. I won't sit and eat an entire pizza. But I'll eat, a slice or two. But the frequency that I eat, I haven't eaten yet and it's 3 p.m. So I've been intermittent fasting and I'll probably fast until after I work out. So I'm probably not going to eat today until dinner time. So I eat one meal a day typically, and then I'll snack, healthy snacks throughout the day. But I don't do that every 2 hour eat, all those different things. No, I'm just increasing my water intake, healthy snacks throughout the day, and I meal when I think to meal, and it's working. I feel good. I look good. I have mental clarity. I have all the things that they say you're supposed to get when you start living right. I'm not craving sugar. I do have sugar cravings, but I just don't live in the, can you bring me this candy bar, this fruity thing, and this sugar or this salt and Dre's bringing home a bag. I posted a video, or it's a throwback video where I'm sitting in the car and he runs into Circle K and he goes and gets me a frozen Coke and a bag full of snacks, I don't do that anymore. I don't eat frozen food anymore. I'll eat some frozen French fries. Them things be hitting, or some chicken nuggets. Them things be hitting. But I really don't eat frozen food anymore. I don't eat a bunch of sugar anymore. I don't any of that stuff. And it's because I was like, try. And I got sucked up into the energy. But this is the first time that I am I'm going to work out and I'm going to see if I get sucked into the energy. I don't know if I was inspired because in March, I posted videos where we're at some old town place. It was a Western spot and I'm in there and I was like, I need to stop eating sugar. And then I posted other videos. I need to stop eating sugar. And then I posted other videos say I need to stop eating sugar. And now I finally don't eat sugar. But was that me creating that. Now I'm intentionally testing it. So we're going to see if it's a thing. I got cleared for gym cardio, no running, low impact. Yes, I know you're excited about that because I know we're aging, girl. Oh, we're aging. Oh, I got the old lady body, but that's okay. It's beautiful. I love how I look. When I was younger, I didn't because my peers made me hate my appearance. And no one in my home fed into me and told me I was beautiful. So if all I'm hearing is how ugly I am, no wonder I thought I was ugly. So when I was younger, I thought I was unattractive and I was ashamed of my body because I grew up in white America, and curves in white America in the 80s and 90s were a no. I remember I was in the locker room and these two white girls were standing next to me and they're like, oh my God, my ass is so fat. And we're in elementary school, right? And I look at their asses and they're non-existent. And I look at my big old booty. And from that moment forward, I started walking with my hips kind of cinched forward to try to minimize my butt. Because I was like, well, damn. And, white was right back in the 80s. Everybody wanted, I used to put the white t-shirt on my hair and everything. I didn't want to be white, but I wanted societal's standard of beauty, if that makes sense. Standard of beauty, blonde hair, blue eyes, big titties, flat ass. I wanted to be American standard of beauty too. I wanted to feel beautiful too. No one told me, no one got down on my level and said, little black girl, you're beautiful. No one. And I ain't gonna cry today, Patricia, don't you worry. But yeah, when I heard them say that, I cocked my hips forward and started walking like this until I met my cousin who's from Alabama and from the South when I was 15 years old. And she said, sis, people kill for your body. I was like, really? She's like, yes. In the South, they will eat you alive. I was like, really? Because on the West Coast, I'm fat. Mind you, I have always had a flat stomach, but I thought I was fat until I met my cousin from the South. And she was like, nah, sis, you stacked. And that's when I realized what my body looked like. And I've been showing it ever since. Oh, man, these pregnancies. We ain't even going to talk about that. Hey, sis, gotta go back to work. It's been nice spending my lunch. Yes, thank you so much, Brittany. I'm here every day, and I love you're not hearing this, but I love you in your participation. If you do not catch a full live, you can always catch it on YouTube. Lonee Appleton live on YouTube. Make sure you follow, and yeah. Let me see. Brittany sent weights. Oh, she done sent me some weights? Yes. And I'm going to do 11 lifts too. I'm not counting, but I'm sure there's 11 in there somewhere. Yes. Yeah, I made it before my phone died. Yay. I think we need it. Come on, I was reading that. I think we need it as a part of our relationship health. Firstly, for our generational health wealth. Yeah, me and Dre's been saying, you need to work out, you need to work out, you need to work out. Everything that's wrong with me. If you worked out, if you drank more water, if you worked out. And so he's happy that I'm working out. And it's another, even though we don't work out together, we are doing something at the same time. So in that respect, it's a form of unification, right? Because homophobia is very rampant in the Black community. It really is, like, it is. And we need to work on that. I think that I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it looks like because I'm still uncomfortable. If I saw two men walking down the street holding hands, or if I saw two men hugging or kissing like Baby and Lil Wayne, I'm going to think some stuff too. Whether they tell me it's the opposite, I'm going to think some stuff too. Two women can kiss, not on the lips. I'm not kissing another woman on the lips, but I could give you a kiss on your cheek. In the European culture, men kiss each other on the cheek, they're more touch friendly in other cultures. Even in American culture, other cultures are, even in America, other cultures are more touch friendly. And touch deprivation is a thing. Touch is necessary for the emotional, psychological, physical, all the old developments of each us. So for us in the Black community to be anti-touch, that is on purpose, and we need to look into that. Now, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. But I know it's something that we have been told not to do, therefore it's something that we need to do. Everything that they've told us in the Black community not to do, or everything they told us to do in the Black community, we need to do the opposite. Because everything they told us to do is damning us and putting us in the space that we're in today. So we got to start reevaluating and restructuring what the heck the Black experience looks like. That's how it happens. Guys have to see results. Yep, I got to see results. I'm a watch. It's the most social interaction I get with a friend, and I cherish it. I cherish you too, Carby. I believe you're talking about how we interact and we have our community. So that's why when people are like, these aren't friends, I'm like, no, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not delusional. But I am making connections out here. And you guys are making connections. Carby just sat in the office for 2 hours with me. We entertained each other. How is that not a connection? How is that not value add? So, I get it, but, then I read comments like that and I'm like, look, we're doing something here. We are doing something that's never been done before, potentially. We are building something, and everything that I've always done has never been done before. I always figure out a system and then I revamp it and I make it mine. And people are like, I don't even know. When people are like, what's her niche? What does she do? I don't know. You just got to check her out. I can't even explain what she does, but you got to go check it out. We're doing something that's never been done. And because that, it's not for everybody, because everybody's looking for the quick fix, Band-Aid over a gaping wound answers. And we do not put Band-Aids on gaping wounds over here. We are cleaning out. Carby could tell us how to patch a wound. She just did it. We are cleaning it out. We are, packing it up, and we're wrapping it up. And then, if we need some stitches, or depending on the level of the wound, we're going to get some of the medical tape. We're going to do all those things. We're not going to just put a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. I know I explained that terribly, but I think you guys know what I mean. I don't know nothing about patching up my kids are like, I'm like, okay, alcohol, Band-Aid, alcohol, Band-Aid, Robitussin, put some tussin on it. It's the most social. Oh, thanks. I know that's right. Sugar in my coffee is my vice. You should see the amount of creamers Dre uses. And I don't drink coffee, but when I get on that coffee, I be in them creamers too. I'm like, oh, this is delicious. It's a nice little treat. I don't drink it. It makes my breath stink, but when I do drink it, it's a treat. Yes, I remember the 80s. The 80s were crazy. The 80s were crazy. They taught us to hate ourselves so much in the 80s. Meanwhile, I'm still here. That's so funny. Girl, put your little earbud in. Let me run my mouth. I can't leave, apparently. See, you in here. This is feeding your soul. That's why. I just told hubby how my friend reacted to the video. He laughed and said, you didn't drag me. Look, our husbands and our spouses know what a dragging is. They don't. So when people are like, oh, you're coming at your husband, baby, you ain't seen me come at him. Y'all have not seen me come at my husband. This is easy work over here. And I'm not priding myself in the ability to drag my husband. What I'm saying is, this ain't nothing compared to what I have done. This is healing compared to what I have done. I just told hubby, you express yourself rather than hold it in. And I'm like, right. Yes, you have to express yourself. Why hold stuff in? You're killing yourself. You literally are a pressure cooker. Either you're going to and let the steam out, or you're going to let it fester. And what is that going to do, especially in your body in the midst of healing? Your body is literally healing from surgery. Why are you going to continue to put stuff and keep stuff inside that is going to impede your healing? Get that out. Yes, started self-reflection and shadow work. Tiring but necessary. Oh my God, sis, the shadow work. Oh, the shadow work. the come to Jesus moments necessary. So yes, I am Lonee Appleton. I am an author. This book is available at LoneeTaylorArt.com or on Amazon. Just make sure the seller is Lonee Taylor. This is my spiritual evolution. This is my shadow work. This is coming into a place of self-love. This is me stopping all the hateful, hurtful things that I used to tell myself about myself. I used to literally say, I hate you to myself. And now I love myself. I am the dopest human I know. And I'm dope because I know I can continuously improve and get better. That's what makes me dope. That's not dope compared to you. That's dope because I know I'm dope. And that's how you know you're dope, because you don't compare yourself to others. And just know your greatness. I started my work here. Available on Amazon. Just make sure the seller is Lonee Taylor or Lonee Taylor Art. Lonee Taylor Art literally just links over to Amazon because I don't know how to set up a website, so I just put the link in. My second book, the Domino series, Sherry Tate. This is a fictitious account. It's more urban erotic fiction, so there's a lot of sexy naked parties going on in here. This is a good book. She contracts HIV/AIDS and she handles it very poorly, but this is what's happening in our community, so I wrote the book to build awareness. AIDS doesn't look like anything. It can look like me. Disease doesn't look like anything. It can look like me. So it's up to us to protect ourselves. We cannot trust and put our lives in someone else's hand just because they look a certain way, just because they say something, you know? So I wrote this book to build awareness in our community. I stuck my ass on the cover because I didn't want to pay a model residuals for using her image. So yeah, this is available at buybooksontheweb.com. Buy books on the web.com. I have my merch line. I have t-shirts that have meanings or messages with a meaning. Use your mouth for good. Speak life. If you are opening your mouth, you need to be speaking into someone, not depleting from them. You know, some of my favorite sayings, true selfishness is selflessness. These are all the merch that I have. Not only do they speak to you and they have meaning to you, but when someone reads it, that's a conversation starter. When someone reads it, they're being fed from your merch or from your shirt. Instead of some dumb stuff that we wear on ourselves, we could wear something that grows us and grows others. We have pillows, we have tumblers, we have all the different things. So please come through. Hold up. There it goes. Come through. Support the community. LoneeTaylorArt.com. And yeah, I thank you all for sitting with me. I thank you all for sitting through my advertisement. Let me read these comments before we go. Thank you for letting me run 20 minutes over today. I so appreciate it. I so appreciate it. I just told hubby how my friend reacted. Yes. Started self-reflection and shadow work. I know, right? I want to stitch the video Angel made with your blessing. Oh, sis, do you? If I put it out there, it's there to be used. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're contradicting me, just tell me not to watch it, because if you contradict me, it's going to bump up. I don't know if I reached the space of maturity where someone can contradict me yet, because there was this chick, I had to block her. She was, see, I'm not delusional. Everybody ain't a friend. You know, it's the soul connections. When I make a soul connection, I see that friendship bond. It doesn't have to be a forever bond, but that connection, that soul connection. Those of you, stop, I'm almost done. Those of you who I connect with on a soul level, I hold that dear to my heart. But every single video I dropped, she made a response to, and it was a contradictory response, which is fine. I just stopped going to watch her videos because I used to watch videos that mentioned me, but I was just like, okay, to protect my peace, you know, my friend told me, look, it's the internet, sis. People gonna do what they do. Just look at it as if somebody is stitching your video, they're introducing your content to another audience. So any type of publicity is good publicity. I was like, okay, but I'm not emotionally mature enough to go watch somebody literally just on everything I just said and be like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. So I stopped going to videos that mention me, unless it's somebody I know. Carby, you post a video that mentions me, I'll go watch it. But if it's just some random, I'm not going to go watch it because I don't know what that video is going to say. And then I stopped going and watching her videos. So she started putting her videos in my comment section. I don't even know how you do that, but that's what she started doing. So she started making videos off of my content. And when I stopped going to watch her videos, she would tag them in my video. So I had to block her. So I was like, sis, I don't care about your perspective because you're contradicting me and you're pissing me off. And I'm trying to leave that old Lonnie back there. But I will stop on my stare, turn around, go cuss your ass out real quick, and then work my way back up. So just leave me alone. I'm trying to be nice. I'm working every day to be a nice person. Yes, but you stitch whatever you want to, friend. Because I had someone when I was around her age open my mind to spirit in my third eye and how the message for you ain't for everyone. Spirit speaks differently to everyone. I got to make the video. Please and thank you. Definitely. Share the knowledge, share the growth. Where'd my sis go? No, it doesn't. Family friend passed away from it, and he was beautiful inside and out. Yeah. Hubby and I are listening. I like that he can listen in too, because usually he ain't listening. See, you know what? I love that. Another community member, said, hey, mama. And I was like, hey. No, she was literally talking to her mother because now her mother is a part of the community. So I love it. I love how we can hear these messages and now we can use those as talking points to grow us. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to your husband and saying, boop, boop, boop. And I think that maybe I have entered a space where, I'm not just some lady sitting on her bed on the internet, but I'm someone who's, I've tried a couple of her things and she might know what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I've entered to a space of, let's listen. Because we've been doing the things she's suggesting and it's working. So let's keep listening. And now your hubby's in on it and he's like, yeah, let's listen because we could grow together. We can grow this family. I love it. Hey, hubby, what's his name? You can tell me privately. Yeah, any video I want you to see, I send. Yeah, you send them, I watch them. Oh, you can make a video, reply to any comments. See, I knew I shouldn't have said that. You better not be putting no comments in my no videos in my comments. I don't like it. I was just like, I don't know how she did it. I know it's possible, but I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people putting their videos in my comments. That's just a SEPA violation I don't like. I'm telling you, she was special. I won't say she was weird, but she was special. You click the comment and click the video camera in the left corner. Yeah, but that creates a video for your page, I thought. She was literally posting videos in my comments. I don't know. I'll try, but I tried and it didn't do it. So she was doing something I ain't figured out yet, but I'm gonna try. Well, no, because I don't like it. So why would I do it to somebody else? But I did test it. It's a great story. I forgot until seeing Angel's video. Yes, if it inspires, do it. All right, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate your time today. I will see you tomorrow. And thank you for allowing me to share my truth in a safe space. And thank you for making it a wonderful space today. Have a great day, guys. I will wait until you guys say something because I always click off. I say bye to y'all and then I'm like, bye. I don't give you guys a chance to say bye. Bye, Patricia. Bye, Carby. Bye, Brittany, if you're still there. And all of you who have joined us today, thank you. Bye, guys.